Bruno, I really like that you said first because it's just wrong. Like Rhyme just was here first and he said Wonderfish. Okay. Let's do some Terraria gaming.
Fuck. Fuck, he says.
Oh, hold on, the game might be crashing.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, are we good? Oh, nice.
Are we
And
good?
it's on screen. You love to see it. Second, you're actually third, Bonamona. I think everyone was too late to see Rhyme's message. It just didn't happen.
Yeah. Second.
Just ruined everything. Okay, what in the world can I do today?
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to this stuff.
Everyone can hear me okay?
I'd imagine. I should probably check. I alt tab that accident. That was a mistake. Okay, just give it a second here. It'll get back to the actual game. Maybe I should join voice chat one day. That'd be cool, Bruno.
Yeah.
You'd be up for that. That'd be neat. I remember that hole that we dug last time that didn't mean anything. That was cool.
I know, it was so good.
I spent probably like half the stream doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. Can I make...
Dude, I'm a moderator.
I wanted frost stuff. That's right. I wanted frost armor.
Oh no.
So we gotta wait for rain.
I'm a mod, but I can't use the emotes because I'm not subscribed.
This is a tragedy.
Yeah. Someone gift me a sub.
Yeah, someone should do that.
Yeah. Also give bits to Wonderfish.
Dude, I love money.
True.
The King Slime is the hardest boss in this game.
Actually, I think the giant hole is the hardest boss in this game.
The giant hole? Yeah. I mean, I've probably died to that the most out of anything in this playthrough, so.
Yeah.
You might as well go look for adamantite right now, I guess. That'd be something I could do. Fallen star just fell in this house. That's normal. Oh, I should probably summon my spider boy, who carried me through the wall of flesh last time when I fought on an accident. That was also fun.
I'm currently learning how to be a moderator.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I am apparently the only moderator
Oh,
here.
sick.
I have responsibility.
Yeah, you can do very little, actually. It's pretty much always just
Yeah.
the situational stuff. If you say so, Bonamona with the 10 bits. Wow. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Thank you, Bonafide Monafide.
That was very cool of you. Oh. Okay, I haven't looked for adamantite over this way yet, I think. Ignore the lit up area over here, indicating that I've... Oh wait, there actually is adamantite nearby. Actually was right. Oh my goodness. Fight Moonlorn's legs? No. Oh, there it is. Wait, there's just a guy right here. I didn't even see him. Why not? Because you can't fight the Moonlord's legs. And also because I want to make you mildly upset. That's actually mostly the second reason. I don't really care that it's not possible. I could find a way. But I won't. Just to make you mad. Because I think that would be kind of funny.
True.
Mithril detected nearby, but where? cannot tell at all. Okay, it's not up there. There was nothing up there. This game is so cool.
This game is very cool.
It is. It is pretty cool. I'm a big fan of cool games like this one. Oh, cool. We got some big fellas in here. Oh, there's the mithril. Oh, Tim's nearby? You suck, Tim. Tim, can you perish? Can I just summon my spider on top of him? There we go. My inventory is already full. I just walked into lava. This is awesome. Cool math games. Man, I wish. Wait, 2 Tims died here. I have 2 wizard hats. What in the... When did that happen? Cool math game stream when?
Oh my god, that would be so good.
That would be good, actually. I really liked the Papa's games when I played cool math games. I always liked to give them obscene amounts of condiments.
I tried to be a good boy when I played that game.
I never did that. I was never
so you're
a good
one
boy.
of you're one of the cool kids, I see.
Only cool kids here on Cool Math Games.
You're so right.
Only the cool kids play Cool Math Games.
Yeah.
It's like a law, probably.
God, going through the mod actions is amazing. Like,
are you just in awe at the amount of power that you have now?
no, I'm in awe at the stupidity of it. Like, what does a permitted term even mean?
Words that Twitch would filter out that I allow.
Great, because you permitted the gay last month.
Yeah. I like how Twitch doesn't permit that, as if that's like a bad thing in any way.
I also like how the number. What was the
I don't even know what I'm being hit by.
The exact number 2316 was permitted.
Yeah, that's like a white supremacist thing. We did a bunch of research on it because of how bizarre that was.
What?
Yeah, it's so weird.
That is insane.
There's so many obscure things that I think about 3 people would find offensive in the entire world.
Wow. Oh my god.
I was there. Yeah, you were there, Bruno. Because I think you were the one who said that. You were the one who said that number. It was probably an SCP or something.
Oh, okay. I was reading something in the wrong order, so I saw 3 people that Dominic banned and thought it was 3 different people who banned Dominic.
That'd be so much funnier.
I know.
Just getting banned as a mod in my chat. There's the bodies in the water. Oh my gosh, that's such an unfortunate coincidence.
Oh,
I forgot it was that one. Oh wait, my Spelunker potion wore off. I wonder I can't see anything that I want to find. Oh my gosh, these freaking dudes are sniping me like crazy. I'm also gonna die. It's very likely at this point. Oh, I almost actually did. I was also the reason we can say the gay. Yeah, Bruno, as it turns out, you're often the reason behind a lot of the permitted terms.
Wait, I like how the word cum was added as a permitted term, and then later on it was added as a blocked term.
It depends how I'm feeling.
Only sometimes we like cum.
Only if it's funny.
Only if it's funny. We only like the funny variants of cum.
That's how it is here.
Yeah.
is also the reason for that. Yeah, like I was saying, you're the reason behind pretty much all of them. I don't think there's one where you're not the reason behind it.
Well, probably the slurs, I'd have to say.
Well, do I have slurs in there?
Well, I'm saying he's not the reason why they're banned.
Okay, yeah. I was just talking about specifically my chat.
Oh, okay.
I don't think Bruno uses slurs on a regular basis.
Or on mostly any basis, I would say.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, Bruno's a cool dude.
Bruno's the reason we're alive right now.
Bruno is Jesus.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna die. Again.
That is so cool.
Pirates are approaching from the east. That's really bad.
You're so right.
Can I get, like, some ore first? I could technically do that. I'd like to think that you're talking about the pirates approaching from the east, and you're saying that you could technically approach from the east.
I thought he was saying he could technically be Jesus.
And both of those are funny. I also actually did die that time.
I also like you dropped 6 gold, 57 silver, and 55 copper. I also like how he follows it up with "I am bi" at the end of the day.
that makes it even harder to figure out what's going on. Oh, hey, Rhyme, look at that. You see that guy that just said something?
Yeah.
That's you got your first mod opportunity.
Oh my god, I can
get rid of him.
Person?
Yeah.
How do I do that?
You click a thing and then you click another thing and then he's gone.
Thank you.
No problem.
Ban.
Yeah, isn't that cool? You won't get to do that very often. Drew had a really fun time when there was the spam bot crisis, and he had to ban like 200 people at one point.
Wow. Can I ban Dominic?
Just got sniped. Maybe don't do that.
Okay.
That's a good way to not be a moderator anymore.
Fair. You dropped 2 gold, 63 silver, and 45 copper.
Yeah, I have a feeling I'm gonna die a lot. I'm gonna spawn right in the middle of all these guys. That really sucks. I want to put blocks in front of those doors so they can't just run in my house. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah. I started Persona 3 a couple days ago.
Oh, that's cool.
Wait, someone actually gifted me a sub.
Oh, wait, Sparkles. Thank you, Sparkles.
Someone actually gifted me a sub. What? Thank you.
So cool.
Holy shit.
This is so awesome. You love to see it, actually. Thank you so much.
Oh my god, you're such a cool person.
Oh, look at that. Your little snatcher guy. The man himself. I wish I could just, like... I'm just gonna break the wall and go in here so I can just sell something really quick. Like, half my inventory, I mean. She just fell from the roof? How? Oh, and now she's gonna kill the nurse, dang it!
I'm sorry, I know I shouldn't be giving out cool persons for free.
Oh, no. If they send money, then it's deserved.
Yeah. You should give us more money.
I'm just
God, this
trying to deal with this right now.
Having me
thing is pretty cool.
Yeah, having me be on the stream is so profitable because I will shill people like on a dime.
Yeah, and I don't really do that.
Yeah, like you should subscribe to Wonderfish on like every single platform he's on. Like follow him on Twitter. I remember that time you were gonna make me mod, but didn't because I said that I was going to ban everyone.
I remember that.
Yeah, I make a lot of jokes like that, but I never actually do it. Which is probably why a lot of people are pretty hesitant to give me moderator in a lot of things. Because it really seems like I'm gonna abuse the power. But I just rarely do.
Rarely?
You dropped 34 silver and 31 copper.
I don't know about that rarely there. Those parrots in that house are freaking out.
Yeah. Like, I'll like, a lot of the times I ban people in Discord servers when I think it's funny, and then I immediately invite them back, so there's no real point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like to do that sometimes. That can be fun.
Yeah, and it's not even like a real server, it's more like in a friend server, so like it's definitely like not important.
Yeah, yeah. That makes sense.
Like, yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh, they're all shooting me through that door. There's a parrot up there. I'm so dumb.
Shoutouts to Parrot.
This is the worst Terraria gameplay I've ever seen.
You dropped 21 silver and 13 copper. Is that 13 copper? That's 13
There's also
copper.
a gold, but the one is just in line with the house, so it's hard to see. Stupid parrot. Okay, all I want to do here... No, that's not it. Okay. I just want to go like that. Now they can run into the house once they break the door, I guess. Which they don't appear to be doing. Next Isaac stream, I should steal Rhyme's place, to be honest.
I was considering asking if I could be on for an Isaac stream, but then I remembered, oh, that wouldn't be fun. I know nothing about this game. Yeah, no, that is 100% like a Bruno thing. Like, if anyone was to be on for that game, it would be Bruno.
I have a spider on both sides just killing all of these guys right now. I don't even have to do anything.
Oh my god, can we name one of them Bruno?
Can we name what, Bruno?
Well, I mean, you know, naming both of them Bruno is kind of not frivolous. What's the word?
What are we naming Bruno here?
One of the spiders.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one on the left can be Bruno.
Yeah, Bruno is very left.
And then the right one can be Todd.
Todd was always such a right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm not even talking about like politics or anything. He just was always known to stand on my right side.
I don't know anyone named Todd, other than Todd Howard, the funny Skyrim guy.
I don't know anyone named Todd either. Most of the time when I come up with a bullshit name, it has no grounding in reality.
Most of the time when I come up with one of those names, it's Todd.
Yeah, my go-to is Bartholomew.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
This is so exciting.
Yeah, I know. Bruno is just killing so many people.
There's so much murder happening.
Like, this is worrying. Like, is Bruno okay?
Like, it's actual murder. This is like genocide.
Bruno, are you okay?
This is ridiculous. When's the ship gonna show up? That's like the actual threat here. I haven't even seen one. Oh, there it is. Right when I said that. It's stuck! No way. There's... This is the best. What do you have killing the pirates on the outside? It's just a couple of spiders. The fact that you're surprised shows that you know nothing about me. I mean, I don't know much about you. This kind of makes sense. These guys are just taking all the money and leaving, but I don't even, like, really care that much. I just, like... Whoa. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Clearly I should have never gone anywhere, because I immediately just start taking damage if I do. Dude, I love these spiders. This is just the best. I can just set them on the ship, and the ship just dies. Why is that other cannon not taking as much damage? Oh, come on. Get on there. Nice. Man, I sure do love using the yo-yo to kill things. Wonderfish. Yes, Bruno? Just didn't... Okay, the ship just didn't drop anything. That's really cool. Yeah, I just got a little bit of money. Yeah, I'm gonna go get this money over here now. My gosh, another cutlass. Oh, shit. Whoa! Wait, it got stuck on my house. If I stand here, can it shoot me? I don't think it can. Well, this is just the best. Well, I can't shoot it from here. I will just shoot the guys that come towards me. Oh, Drew, thank you for the Prime resub. Very appreciated, my man. Thank you, thank you. Also, hello, welcome. I'm doing the most exciting pirate invasion of all time. As you can tell by how exciting it is. Lost my sub. Yeah, that's unfortunate, Bruno. Gaming. Oh my gosh. Hello, Elijah. Not really going to be paying attention. That's fair, Drew. I understand your Elden Ring desires. And this is just fantastic. Attack the ship. Oh my gosh. It's not that hard. It's just... There we go. The pirates have been defeated? What? I barely even did anything. I've never played a Souls game. And they're all so expensive. Yeah, they don't go on sale very often. It's weird. I plan on making Elden Ring my first Souls game when I get the time to play it, but I unfortunately don't have that time right now. I would have the time if I could stream it, but I have a feeling that my computer would not like me streaming it. Our housing is boring. Thank you, Elijah, I know. But I haven't wanted to take the time to make it exciting, and I try to take the time to make it exciting off stream, as you can kind of see over here. But, could not happen. Where's Rhyme? He probably got occupied with something. I'm not gonna question it. Yo, can you blow up now, please? The spider's taking care of everything else. I want to play Elden Ring, but my potato is going to die if I play it. Yeah, that's fair. My computer could handle it, it just couldn't handle that and streaming at the same time. Come on. Got him. I don't even think it dropped anything.
I'm back. I had to go for a second because my mother knocked on my door and told me to do
Welcome
something.
back.
Yeah.
I figured you were occupied with something.
Yeah. Oh my god. Drew's here.
Yeah. Dog keep killing me is annoying.
Dominic subscribed with Twitch Prime?
Yeah.
Oh my god, Dominic! Give Wonderfish more money.
I like it even more when it's Jeff Bezos' money. It's so much cooler when it's that.
Elden Ring is more important.
Straight out of the pocket of Jeff Bezos.
Liter
Darn
literally,
right.
literally every single time Dominic has mentioned Elden Ring, Bruno is immediately afterwards said that he's never played a Dark Souls game. Every single time.
That's so
Thank
cool.
you, El Capitan 1258 for saying your housing is boring. I'm sure yours is too.
Oh my gosh. Got
Your
destroyed.
Your apartment could use some more flair, I think.
There.
Like hang a
I have
pic.
this cool little wispy thing on my feet now. Now I'm a chef, but I also have this umbrella, and now I'm also like part genie.
Bruno, you're not a boring person. Half of your personality is infused with Isaac knowledge.
Yeah, and that's not boring. That's cool.
Yeah, you're a living, breathing wiki. Do you know how flamed I got the other day when I started naming the arcanas of the social link characters
Probably
in
quite.
Persona 4? Because like apparently no one remembers them. Like people.
I do, but I also beat it not super duper long ago. I don't know how. Never mind. I don't know how you don't remember that.
Well, yeah, because like someone like said to me. Someone like was talking about the young mother social link from Persona 4 and how it kind of
Mm-hmm.
sucked. And I said, "Oh yeah, she's Temperance." And she was like,
Yeah,
and everyone else in the call was like, "How do you know that?"
that's
And
such
so
basic knowledge.
like I know. And like I asked like Styx what Akinari's Arcana is because Akinari's his favorite social link and he said, "I don't know." I don't know, Rhyme. Adachi is hunger. I am of the opinion that Adachi is the best social link in Persona 4.
A lot of the Persona 4 social links just aren't very good, in my opinion.
Well, that's fair, but Adachi's is just
Adachi's good.
really great.
Adachi's is good though, yeah.
Yeah. I like it a lot because a lot of the social links are focused on the player, like the character's relationship with Yu Narukami, but
Yeah.
Adachi's social link is way more focused on Yu Narukami's uh relationship with Adachi because Adachi is a antisocial asshole. So there's no way in
Mm.
hell he likes you more. Making up. He doesn't like you
Social link, you
anymore.
mean confidant? Man, if I didn't know
You mean
Elijah personally, I would tell you to ban him right now.
Oh yeah, you're right. Like, I could
Shut up,
like the
Elijah.
thing.
You
I
haven't
think the
played Persona 4 like at all. You
I
own
think
the
the
game,
funny.
you haven't done anything with it.
I think. Oh my god, I have a friend like that. You know Bailey.
Yeah.
I bought Bailey Persona 4 back in November, and she refuses to play it.
I don't understand why.
I think it's out of obstinance at this point, and like I don't really care. It is really funny. And so I kind of keep like joking around saying I'm just gonna buy it for her again.
I got to Connie? Who?
In Persona 5?
Kanji. That's
Kanji.
not far.
Kanji.
That's not far at all. And that was
She
also
doesn't
like
want
a
to play the
year ago at this point.
Yeah. Kanji's dungeon is probably my least favorite in the game.
I really didn't like Yukiko's just because I was stuck there for so long.
Oh,
'Cause
I was stuck.
I was just getting used to how things worked in that game and the difficulty of it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that music
I
is
got stuck.
forever trapped in my head.
Yeah, a lot of the times whenever I like start a Persona game and I like and when I'm going through the first piece of the Shadow World, whichever it is, like Tartarus, TV World, or Metaverse,
Mhm.
like the music for the first area is just kind of ingrained in my mind as this is the. Honestly, I haven't played that much video games since I got a job. Quit your job. Anyway, so
Yeah, but
the
that
way
was a
that
year ago, my man. I know you've played video games since then.
yeah, so
I refuse to
I,
believe that you're that occupied.
yeah. Anyway, so I got stuck in Kanji's Palace for a long time
Hmm.
because my computer wasn't really that good. So the game kept crashing, and specifically that dungeon.
Oh, that's... I just remember it because I died to the final boss like 3 times when it was almost over.
You died
Like,
to like the final boss of the entire game?
No, Yukiko's dungeon.
Oh, I died to that boss so many times.
Every time
Like,
I would spend like 15 minutes getting her so low, and then she just one
Mhm.
shot my whole team. And it's like, what do I do?
Well, yeah,
I don't
I really
understand.
like I really like how in the later stages of the fight where where she stops warning you when she's gonna use burn
Yeah,
dashes.
I don't understand that.
Like she just decides, I'm just gonna use this whenever. You don't need to know when it's gonna happen.
Skill
Like
issue? It was.
I
I just
understand.
sucked.
Yeah, I remember I played through that again, and I had my Loki with Niflheim, or however the hell you pronounce that, and I just kind of two-shot her. That was really cathartic.
That sounds nice.
Going through the bosses in New Game Plus is honestly a treat.
See what I just did is I just played through the game on easy all the time.
Uh,
I just got.
yeah,
I'm
I
I'm
think one
not
of my
the
best
biggest
tweets.
fan of the combat in that game, to be honest.
It gets kind of boring after a while.
Yeah, it felt really repetitive.
Yeah, something. I think one of my funniest tweets probably ever was back when I originally beat the game around the end of February,
Hmm.
like a year ago now. I had barely any followers, so no one really saw it. But like, I was at the end of the game, and my party was like, I think it was Yukiko, Naoto, and Kanji.
Hmm.
Because Kanji has like unparalleled single target physical damage.
Yeah.
Naoto is Naoto, and
Yeah.
Yukiko is the best healer.
It's crazy
So
how Naoto just felt like the best character in the game.
yeah, so like at the end of the game, the final boss, Naoto the Liquid,
Oh yeah,
Liquid Naoto.
the Naoto smoothie.
I don't even remember what spawned that joke.
I don't even think I saw what spawned that joke, but I embraced it.
It was so good. I think I don't remember, but I think someone made an image of like Naruto in a blender or something, or like it was either that or I really hoped someone would.
Dude, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Naoto
Anyway,
in a blender, what will she do?
yeah. I like the following night after I did that, I did one of my good night tweets where I asked a dumb question and I just said,
Hmm.
I'm tired of like Naruto gender discourse. What state of matter do you think Naruto is?"
I remember that. That's so awesome.
It was the fact that I saw NSFW post of Naruto and I said that someone drank. Oh
Oh,
yeah!
that was what spawned it?
Oh my god! Oh yeah!
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, so my
At
original
least one
story
good
was
thing
like,
came out of that.
yeah. I know my story was that the final boss, you know how like when you get her down to low enough health, she'll just take away two of your party members.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like in the next turn she'll take away your other party member and then you just die.
Hmm.
But not really.
Yeah.
So when she did that when I beat the boss, she took away Naoto and Yukiko, and so it was just you and Kanji.
Oh
And
boy.
so I took a screenshot and I posted it to Twitter, and I said, two bros chilling in the presence of a malevolent goddess, 5 feet apart because they're not gay.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh. You should just tweet that again.
I don't have the screenshot. I'd like have to go really far back in my media.
And you just do it.
No, I don't feel like it.
Dang.
Yeah. I think some of my funnier, like, I probably think I'm way funnier than I am.
That's not a
And
bad
like,
thing though.
well, yeah,
At least
but
you
like,
enjoy yourself.
yeah, but like,
I mean, I thought that was funny. So
I mean, it is funny, but like a lot of my jokes, I'll just say, this is probably one of the funniest jokes I've ever told, and then it just completely flops.
I do that all the time on Twitter. I'm always like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
this post is gonna do so well. And
Yeah.
it gets like 3 likes,
Mm-hmm.
and then it stops. I'm insanely awful at predicting what people actually want on
Yeah.
there.
Like, I remember like in a Discord server, I made a comp, like someone said something about, the new live-action Beyblade movie, and I said, "Oh, do you mean Sharknado?" I thought that was like probably some of the funniest shit I ever saw, and no one's mentioned about any of it. This dog is not dying, and I hate it. Thank you, Dominic.
Have you thought about maybe that being a skill issue?
Have you thought about not killing dogs?
Yeah, that's pretty rude. And pretty
Yeah.
uncalled for. What the heck's wrong with you?
I think you should apologize.
Yeah, maybe it killing you is a sign that you should stop. Have you ever looked at it that way, maybe?
Maybe the fact that you can't beat it is a sign from God that you shouldn't be attacking it.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't
No
worry,
worries.
I'm summoning more dogs to help me kill it. Dominic. A live-action Beyblade movie?
Yep,
Yeah, apparently they're making one, and I was like,
I don't know why.
I automatically assumed it was satire.
It didn't even occur to me. I just saw so many posts on it. I was like, there's no way it just is. I've just accepted this. I've accepted that this is fact now.
Yeah, I like actually saw the real post, and I was like, oh, that's like a thing.
Can't believe that it is.
I know.
I thought that Beyblades died like forever ago. I didn't realize that they kept persisting.
Yeah, I have a friend who's like really who kind of has like phases where he'll get into like one of the plethora of toys that it had animes made around them, like Pokemon. He like would collect Pokemon cards when he was in elementary school, like every single other person in elementary school.
That's a pretty normal thing, yeah.
Yeah, he got into Beyblade for a while, and then significantly later on in his life, like the more recent one that he's gotten into is Yu-Gi-Oh, which is kind of like the token one. Yeah, so he's taught me to play Yu-Gi-Oh, and like it's the only reason why I know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh.
Every time I want to try to get into Yu-Gi-Oh, I look at the cards and I say no.
That's a really good idea.
There's so much text, man. I don't want to put in the work to understand that. It's just too much on there.
The thing is, my mother was really into the World of Warcraft card game, so I already knew things about like building decks and how to do like synergies and stuff. And the thing is, I made a deck based off the dregs of the cards that he had. Like he had synergies up out his ass, and I was still able to beat him because I understood how card games work.
Yeah, I'm not very good at card games also, so that's another thing that's kind of stopping me from getting interested in it.
Well, the thing is, I'm not good at a lot of things. I'm just good enough to bully people at them.
I know that there's an Exodia. Yeah, Exodia is funny. I also like the Pot of Greed.
Yeah. That card's banned.
Yeah, that's what Joe is my friend who's really into Yu-Gi-Oh, and he tells me that all the time. Like whenever I bring it up, it's just like overpowered. And it's so funny to think that drawing 2 cards is broken.
Yeah, it's because like imagine like Exodia decks are like kind of the meta, because like
Wait,
you kind
really?
of. Well, I think it's banned, but like if you're just playing with friends,
everything
then Exodia
fun is banned. What is this garbage?
Like Exodia is banned because like if you get all 5 pieces of Exodia, you win the game.
Yeah, and that's awesome.
I know.
That's
it's
so cool.
Great, but like imagine you are playing and you have imagine you're playing an Exodia deck and you're trying to get all 5 and you have Pot of Greed. So you play Pot of Greed, you draw more cards, and you're looking for the Exodia pieces. And like it's literally automatically like once you draw it, you win.
Yeah.
So like you're just fishing for it the entire game. It's not even like it's fun in the sense that what's a game we both play?
Persona.
I can't really think of a good gimmick in Persona. I mean, it's like playing SMT. It's like playing like SMT Nocturne and then just reflecting everything. Like you don't get hurt. Your main character cannot die. It's impossible to lose.
Yeah, and that's sick.
I mean, it is, but it's still cheap. There's no challenge. I mean, I love Optim. Oh wait, no, it's like topple locking in Xenoblade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I knew that would get you.
Yeah.
Like, topple locking can be fun. I've done that a few times to get through a few arduous boss fights when I was farming for, like, gem crafting materials.
That's
Oh my
fair.
god. Wait, I have a philosophy where I'll, like, always, like, if there's a new game plus option on a game, I will optimize it to hell, so every single subsequent playthrough, I can just breeze through it. Do you know how many gems I crafted in Xenoblade?
7. I'm going with
It might
7.
be, it might be a little bit more than that.
8.
Ooh, that's closer.
I hope so.
Yeah, it's specifically 81.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I spent way too long on that.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'm...
The only game that I've, like, optimized like that... Oh, cool. Party Girl. That's the rarest NPC to get. The only one that I've optimized like that is Persona 5 Royal. I've just got Izanagi no Okami Pikuro, and he just destroys everything.
Well, yeah, but that's more you paid money for that rather than I earned it.
Yeah, but I built it to be even worse.
Well, that's...
I made it even crazier. It also has, like, max stats and stuff.
I'm kind of conflicted on what I'm doing to Persona 4, because I'm turning that game into an absolute beast. Because, like, what I'm doing is, I have a save editor.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just building every single Persona in the game.
Oh my gosh.
With the save editor.
I think you've, walked me through some of them before.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
I think I remember you doing that a while ago.
Yeah. It was really fun. And, like, I remember a few of the Personas I just had as, like, you nullify every single element in the entire game. You do not get hit. You are impossible to hit. You also have Automataru Kaja, Automaraku Kaja, and Automasuku Kaja. So I can just use you at the beginning of battles. And I will automatically get buffs on all of my, everyone saw the Pixie, Bruno. That's probably my most liked tweet.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
And a bunch of people,
Nocturne Pixie.
A bunch of people, like, probably thought it was real.
Yeah, I know. I retweeted it and I said, like, I hope people know this was a save editor. Yeah. Fun fact, that tweet got Thanos Pagkittis himself to DM me about where to get a save editor from.
Oh snap!
Yeah,
it's the big leagues right there.
Yeah, I provided him with the link to the save editor and how to, like, the link to the video that I got that was like how to use it. Yeah, the thing is that Pixie wasn't even good because I specifically made... What?
Just the idea of all these people liking it, like, whoa, that's so cool. And it's like, it's not even good.
Yeah.
Dude, this thing just sucks.
I also got Thanos to follow you. Oh yeah, I think I also did that with Wonder. I think I, like...
No, you tried. It didn't work, though.
Oh, damn. I know I did it with... I know I did it with someone and he ended up following me too. And I was like, that wasn't what I really wanted, but thanks, I guess.
I think it was like Bruno. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also got Thanos to follow me somehow. You just asked.
Yeah, I legitimately just added him and asked, and I said, hey, this guy's pretty cool, you should follow him, and he said, yep, you're right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So true.
Yeah.
Dude,
there's actually...
more
I think one of my favorite discoveries when using the Persona 4 save editor is that there's an unused skill in the game called Masakados. And what it does is it makes you nullify every single attack except Almighty. Like innately.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so obviously I put that on my Izanagi no Okami. And I think I put that on my just regular Izanagi too. I don't talk to Thanos much either.
Yeah, pretty much everyone I've seen who Well, by which I mean Bruno and Styx. Styx specifically commented on it a couple times. She was like, you know, Thanos followed me and I didn't even, like, notice after he followed me originally.
Like, a lot of times...
He follows, like, 4,000 people or something like that, so I'd imagine he
Mhm.
probably just doesn't have the time to talk to everyone.
Well, obviously.
Dude, I follow, like, 151. I don't know how people can follow that many.
Yeah, I follow, like, a total of 45 people.
Yeah, I always feel like I want to keep up with what everyone's saying. I can't really do that with more than what I'm at right now. I already miss a bunch.
Yeah.
I've just been kind of going around down here and grabbing ores and things. It's actually going pretty well. I think I have enough adamantite. I think I've gotten all that I needed, actually.
Neat.
So I can actually do something else now.
I used to follow a lot more people, but the other day I blocked half of Megaton Twitter. That is such an amazing idea.
Yeah, pretty good call.
Like, every single time I am on Twitter, I just think, I need to block more people.
I don't think I've blocked anyone.
Oh, that's astonishing.
Yeah, usually if I just don't look at whatever some people are saying, I just never see it, so...
Yeah,
I don't see it, so I don't see it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Probably a couple of people I could block, because I get a little bit annoyed when they pop up.
Yeah.
But I mean...
Like Drew?
Yeah, you threatened to block me like 3 times. I threaten to block people all the time. Whenever they say something that, like, just irks me enough, I'm like, I'm gonna block you.
Yeah. I'd like to point out, I didn't read that message before I said, like, Drew. I just felt like bullying him.
That's awesome.
You're right, bullying Dominic is so awesome. My best day was when Rhyme, Styx, and Barry blocked me in the same day. Wait, why did I do that? I don't remember doing that.
Is anyone selling the frickin'... I don't think anyone is. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
I think I went through that last time.
Yeah. I think one of the funny things is that it was a lettuce. Oh, yeah.
Those were fun times.
Oh, that was such a great arc. I remember when the lettuce happened, I was trying to go for like a Unis Honest Melon Man kind of thing. Did you ever see Unis Honest?
I did not, unfortunately.
Well, at some point in Unis Honest, Ethan, like they were doing a video where they were trying to crush a watermelon between their thighs, and they were in constant pain.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, and so Ethan, who is probably the funniest person there, well, besides Amy, of course. So Ethan was like, at some point, he just fucking went insane and took his camera into his bathroom, threw the watermelon into the shower, crushed it open, and like peeled out like the insides as if it was like a beating heart. And
oh my gosh.
And he kept chanting like, "The man makes the melon, the melon makes the man. I will consume. This is the melon man." Suspicious user Bruno Cool Gamers for saying anus.
Yeah, you can allow that one.
Yeah, I think I will. Anus.
Yeah, I never watched that channel. I felt really bad about not ever even hearing about it existing when it went away though, because it seemed like such a cool thing to be a part of.
It really was. Like, the only reason I ever clicked on it is because a week prior to it, Heist with Markiplier came out. And he made a video about it because he streamed a Heist with Markiplier, and like people could vote on what option to do. And apparently YouTube was automatically deleting the accounts of people who voted. and
my
he made like
gosh.
he made like an entire call out video on it, like on the phenomenon, and like YouTube needs to stop this because people are like losing their subscriptions. If people paid for memberships, their money is just gone now. So he made like an entire video about it, and I remember respecting that so much. That was like probably the third time I subscribed to him, because like I never watched Markiplier, but I always respected him. So like I'd
Yeah,
subscribe to
I'm kind of
him.
the same way.
Yeah, I would subscribe to him, and then I would unsubscribe to him because I didn't really watch his content. But like because of the Heights with Markiplier situation, I subscribed to him, and then a week later he came out with Unis Honest, and I thought, you know what, I'll enjoy this. I'll enjoy how this works, you know. And then I clicked on the channel. The first day, it was like, oh, like it's just a kooky little channel where like, remember death, we're going to die in a month, like we're gonna delete the channel. It's like, ooh, it's spooky. And then the second video was cooking with sex toys.
I see. In other news, a boss is about to come in.
Oh hell
I
yeah!
did not want to fight yet.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. I'm gonna deal with that here shortly.
Cooking with sex toys.
It's really about all I need to know about that.
Yeah, it was really good.
I saw because my friend told me 7 days before it ended.
Yeah.
Skillshot on Prime again? Come on, dude.
I had a friend who, like, the final day of Unis Honest, they did a live stream that was like 12 hours long. And at the end of the live stream, instead of just ending the live stream, they deleted the channel.
I remember that.
And what ended up happening was a different friend of mine had never watched Unis Honest and joined in 5 seconds before the channel was deleted.
Oh my gosh.
So that was a magical thing to hear about.
Actually doing decent damage.
I wouldn't know what isn't decent damage.
I mean, his health bar is moving down at a speed that exists. And I'm at full health still, so it could be worse.
Yeah, you're at full health, you say, at like 369.
Yeah, that's pretty close. I just got shot, and I ran into all, like, 3 of his arms just then.
Full health, yeah, close. Kind of sucks, because it's a website with every video, which kind of ruins the point. Like, yeah. Like, I saw people re-uploading the videos,
yeah,
and like...
It sucks, because they can't really do anything to stop that.
Yeah, I saw people re-upload the videos, and the thing that really irks me is that they still say, oh yeah, Unis Honest is a magical experience that you can only experience once in your life. Like, all the people who are watching these re-uploaded videos are not gonna have the same experience that we did, but like,
yeah,
they still deserve to see them. It's like, you're missing the point. It's like, if every single person on Earth got to go to Disneyland for free, you wouldn't, like, start stealing, and you would felt bad that people who joined Earth later on in life,
I got shot,
and were born later in life. Oh, you were slain. You dropped 4 silver and 57 copper. So like, if every single person on Earth got to go to Disneyland, and you wouldn't feel bad for the people who were born after it, so you'd steal tickets from Disneyland and give it to them for free. That's not how that works. Like, they missed the opportunity. Suck it up. Like, it's not their fault that they missed it, but that doesn't give them the right to just encroach on it, you know?
Limited time stuff is always just inherently cooler to be a part of.
Yeah. I think the best part about a boot... Oh my fucking god,
You gave it a shot.
I've never been to...
And then right after that, you went all robotic, so I didn't hear what you said.
I just heard the word a boot, and I was just like, holy fuck, where did that come from?
Rhymetimeguy becomes Canadian midstream.
Rhymetimeguy converts. Anyway, so the thing that happened with me and Unis Honest, I forgot it was Sunday, so I checked the Wonderfish stream.
Oh yeah, it's Sunday for you. I'm just like, no, it's not. Wait, you're in a different time zone.
Everyone give a standing ovation to Pickering.
Yeah, Pickering is here. It's a
Everyone,
big moment.
Pickering automatically gets a you're a cool person, you know?
Oh yeah,
Like,
Pickering, you're a cool person.
Pickering,
If you didn't know
suckle.
already, which I'm sure you did.
Yeah. Pick, I haven't seen you in like 3 days. Anyway, so the thing that happened with me is I watched Dunas Honest every day for like half a year, and then once COVID hit, I thought the quality of the videos dropped.
Hmm.
So I kept like seeing a video and like not clicking on it. And then like come August, I thought, wait, there's a time limit on this. I should be watching it.
Yeah.
So I just kind of, are you finding Wall of Flesh again?
Yeah, I felt like it.
Cool. Anyway, so
I have a lot of voodoo dolls. I just kind of want some of the drops it can drop.
yeah. Yeah. So like a while later, like in August, which was a couple months before the channel was going to be deleted, I was thinking, oh, I should probably watch this. It's going to be deleted. So I just kind of spent the rest of the 2 months just binging the channel, trying to think, oh, I should probably be doing this. Yeah. Anyway,
So it's pretty
Pickering.
fun, yeah. Oh shoot.
Yeah. I'm back Pickering.
Pickering, I'm sorry that Twitter has kind of sucked for you recently. I've seen a lot of people complaining about it recently, but I see a lot of phases where that happens, and I'm just like, I didn't notice a change at all, but okay.
Oh.
Maybe it's just
Like,
because
wait,
I don't pay attention to a lot
like,
of
what
stuff
was-
that happens,
like,
but...
Was
I
it
don't
like...
know.
What do you mean by that? Was like Twitter... Did like people on Twitter get worse, or did the app get worse?
I'm assuming that he's referring to people getting worse.
Yeah, that does kind of suck.
I can't imagine the app could get much worse.
Yeah. Yeah, a friend of... Well,
cow.
yeah, that makes sense. A friend of mine came out as saying that something insanely political and something insanely terrible was interesting.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so I blocked her. My
Oof.
priv's timeline is better on my main since I follow like 40 people. I follow like 9 people on my private. And it's all just other privates.
Maybe it just depends on who you're following.
Yeah.
Maybe because I don't follow a ton of people, I don't see as much bad stuff.
Yeah, I follow like 40 people. Just so happens that I befriended a few of the terrible people.
Oh, I got a wall of flesh mask. This is exactly what I wanted, though, this warrior emblem.
Wait, I'm a subscriber. I can be posting emotes like way more often.
I can just...
Like, shoutouts to Lotad.
Love that emote. I
good.
found Lotad on Google Images and just grabbed the first thing. It was awesome.
Thank you, Bruno. You can see me be depressed every day.
That's true. And also unfortunate.
Yeah. I like seeing you every day.
But
That's a bonus.
Not sad, though.
Yeah. Personally, I think Bruno should be happy.
Okay, we're looking for menacing here.
What's menacing?
Give me a menacing.
Is it terrible that the dog has been killed? You're a terrible person.
Yeah, Drew, if you weren't a mod, I'd ban you.
Yeah.
Okay, Bruno. Bruno, you're pushing it there. Oh, we got menacing. Sick.
Bruno, saying that can get you modded.
Okay, let's look at this difference. So I do 69 damage with this right now. If I equip this, I now do 80.
Ooh, that's really good.
Yeah. Got a bit of a mild increase.
Yeah, you should fight Wall of Flesh with that kind of damage. Okay, mod you. I don't know if I can mod people.
You might have that ability.
Cool. I can sure as hell time you out.
Maybe don't do that, though.
Yeah, I know.
He's like the single most active chatter. You can't have him go. When's your copper short sword run? No.
Yeah, then we'd have to rely on Dominic or Pickering to be funny. I mean, Pickering is funny, but like Dominic.
Yeah. Ooh. Ooh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I just sold a bird for 7 silver. It's pretty cool. We want... Well, I want frost cores, but unfortunately it needs to rain for me to be able to get those, and it's not raining right now, so there's not really anything I can do about that.
If you tat, I will aggressively join the Discord call.
Multiple typos. Correct. I
Yeah.
love when that happens.
I like how Bruno is referred to as a suspicious chatter.
Wait, is it really referring to him as a suspicious chatter? That's like a mod-specific thing, because I don't see that.
Yeah, he says, like, if you hover over, like, monitor or restrict him,
Oh
it's
shoot, I
like
alt-tabbed.
if you hover over that
Oh
button,
no,
it just
I
says
can't see the chat! I have to alt-tab again. This sucks.
cool. If you hover over it, it just says manage suspicious user. Like, I'm not gonna do anything. I just see all these buttons, and I'm thinking, wow, I can do so many things with this.
My power is
Like,
unlimited.
like, I can press the X button on Google right now.
That'd be funny.
You're right. I'm debating how much I want to do that.
Think
like,
I can fight Queen
like, the thing is,
Slime now.
I have my guides for Shin Megami Tensei Persona 3 open. I don't really want to lose those and have to look them up again.
Just bookmark
However, don't do it.
them. You could just bookmark them.
You are very correct in this.
I remember when I was going through my New Game Plus of Persona 4 Golden.
Yeah.
I eventually just found like an app that told me everything I needed every single day.
Oh yeah, I remember. I found that for like Persona 5, which I really needed because I don't own Persona 5.
I found that for Persona 5 too, but the Persona 4 Gold one I found is so crazily in-depth. Like, it tells you everything on a day-by-day basis, and it's everything you need to know. It's so cool.
I remember hold on. Apparently there's 2 active mods. Like, there's me, and then there's this crazy guy named Dominic.
What a wacky
dude. I've got a lot of buttons. What a prediction button. Oh! Oh my god! I can start predictions!
You could. I don't know what you'd want to start it for right now, though.
I can encourage gambling.
You could. You could realistically, like, rig a lot of stuff.
You are so right.
Because you have to choose the outcome of the prediction, so you could just, like, do something that just ends up being wrong.
How many people want to lose all their money?
Just click here to lose all your money, and then you pick the other side.
Oh my god, I'm debating actually doing this. This would fuck up the economy so much.
When will Wonder do a Wand of Sparking run? Hopefully never.
Wait, am I
gonna do runs of Terraria?
Wait, am I in the clear to do this? Like, is this a thing I can actually do?
I would rather you not, like, scam
Damn.
people in the chat.
Damn.
Like, maybe one day I'll feel wacky enough where I'm just like, you know what? Scam everyone.
Yeah. I have 2,900
points.
I have 29,000 points all in. I will be 100%
all in on a
certain to
scam?
I will be 100% certain to make sure you lose.
He's the one who gifted you a sub.
Oh, you're right. Pickering. I'm all in with my 11.5k.
Pickering just highlighted a whoops. That's very cool. I'm a big fan of that one, actually.
The gay.
Oh wait, this is too high up. Hold on. Okay, this might go really, really bad. I have no clue how this is gonna go. But I'm gonna do it anyways. I've fought this boss a lot of times, but on Master Mode, mostly when I was already overpowered. I'm being
Interesting.
shot at, but she cannot hit me.
You need to make it so you win like 1 million. Oh yeah, like Wonderfish face reveal. That's a thing.
Yeah. I don't think you can make it so you win 1 million, because you only win what was put in.
Well, I don't think that's true. I think it's more like a thing of like odds, because like I think you can multiply. I don't know how
Maybe?
gambling works. I don't know how
I'm
gambling
pretty
works.
sure it's whatever is put in.
Remarkably enough, as a 17-year-old, I haven't gambled before.
I opened some TF2 crates. I've gambled before.
Crab game.
Oh, yeah. Remember we made bank in that? That was awesome.
Rhyme, when will someone get 1 million points? I don't know, but I hope it's you.
This fight is going so bad, and I'm not dying because
Yeah.
there's so many health drops. Okay, well now I'm dying. Right when I said that, so.
You should try that one. You have 31. 31 points or 31 million?
Hope it's not 31 million. We'd have a hacker on our hands.
Honestly, if Pickering were to be the one who's hacking, would you really mind?
No. Okay, well, I died. That's unfortunate. I am not ready for that, I guess.
You were doing good damage.
Yeah, I wasn't doing too bad. I wanted to do... The problem is defense right now.
Mm-hmm.
And also range. I don't have much range. There's not much I can really do about the range. And risk of rain 2, I have -2 coins. Yeah, well, you just probably opened up like a notepad and cheated through that.
If I can hack, I would change the stream to some Pickering jumpscare video or whatever. Pickering.
That would be like advanced levels of hacking.
Pickering. I'm
That would
gonna
also
need
be
you
funny.
to. I'm gonna need you to reflect on your life. Why would you do that? Just like
It'd be a little funny.
some people wouldn't appreciate that, you know. Some people
Do
would
that daily.
some people would get kind of spooked, I think. And you know, not a lot of people like being spooked, you know.
Oh, Bruno, I never saw your no strange caber yet. Didn't you open a TF2 crate for burning team captain and got purple paint? Yeah, I did do that.
Is like that rare or something?
No, but it's not bad. I actually like purple paint is my favorite paint, so I didn't really lose.
Fair. I apologize for my wrongdoings, Ryan. Thank you, Pickering. Pickering, you are forgiven.
You already were, but that's besides the point.
Not in my heart.
In my heart, you were.
My heart matters.
Gunner, good for you for messing with numbers in games.
Yeah. I have a save editor for Persona 3.
Burning team captain was $10,000. I don't know if it was really a win. Well, yeah, but that was just never going to happen.
Imagine if, like, Yu Narukami snaps his fingers and immediately gets, like, 5 million yen.
That'd be so cool.
I wish that was a real mechanic in the game.
This just kind of sucks right now. I have to wait for rain to, like, keep doing what I want to do.
I
don't really know what to do in the meantime.
Have you tried digging a hole?
I could actually... We could do that again. We can dig more holes.
Hell
Actually,
yeah.
I'm gonna fight the wall of flesh again. The guide is alive, so I can kill him another time.
Terraria world save editor. Easy.
I mean, you can probably just, like, get a creative mode mod. Wonder snaps his fingers and it rains. That'd be pretty helpful.
I think that makes Wonder Jesus.
That is probably, like, exactly what that means, yeah.
Yeah. Wonderfish gave you the best Christmas gift ever. What did Wonderfish give you?
I got him the Strange Classic for TF2.
I bought him a hat in time, so I suppose I know who's the favorites.
That mimic just jumped into lava. It just
Nice.
died right in front of my eyes.
That's so cool. Proud of him.
Water walking potion. I could do that. That'd be funny. Hydrate. Oh my gosh. Are you on like a stream delay or something? Because I just took a drink of water. I'll take another, but, you know. It's kind of wild.
Wow. Shout out Spickering.
Where did I put the voodoo doll? Did I just, like, put it somewhere else? What the heck is wrong with me?
Rhyme, if you want
I
to
just
be
put it back in the piggy
if you
bank.
want to be the favorite by an even better classic, I have no idea what that means. Carzy?
It's just a weapon. You just need to buy, like, a crazy kill streak one. I got him, like, a regular kill streak one. You can get him the professional kill streak one that makes your eyes glow. And also costs, like, significantly more money. Oh boy.
Can I buy you a hat and time again instead?
Pick a ring. Why'd you say Sans?
Glowing eye.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. I was so
Thank
lost
you.
there.
I was lost for a minute too until I realized, oh yeah, Sand do that.
You do be doing that.
Yeah. Have
It's
you
a pretty
played
Sans
Undertale?
thing. Oh, I
mean,
played
like,
a lot. It's one of my favorite games.
Obviously you played Undertale, but like, have you played it on like stream or something?
Actually, when I originally did YouTube, like, I think 5 years ago, I wanted to do an Undertale Let's Play, but I never got around to it. I think the first recording I did of it, like, just messed up. But no. I haven't done it on YouTube, but it is one of my favorite games.
Yeah, I'd be down for like an Undertale Genocide playthrough.
Oh, I played through the Pacifist run not too long ago, and it made me so happy. I was like, I never want to do a Genocide route again. This is just so fun and awesome.
As opposed to me, who I bought the game and the first thing I did was the Genocide route. Undertale stream with voice actors? Okay.
Well, like I do voices and stuff.
Well, like...
I've never really, like, done voices before. I just, like, change
Oh,
my
that's
voice to
like,
inflect emotions.
that's like all I do. Like, I started streaming, like, Deltarune to a friend of mine, and I just do voices for all the characters.
That's really cool, actually.
Like, Ralsei's like a soft little boy, and Lancer's like this!
Sans Stronger Than You is the best song ever.
Bruno,
That's probably true.
I appreciate you revealing your age as 9.
Ooh, Pickering, too. Got a couple of 9-year-olds in chat.
Shoutouts to 9-year-olds.
Shout out to, like, the millions of people out there who think that that is an Undertale original song and not from Steven Universe. I remember looking it up a while ago. That song has more views than the actual original version. It's so funny.
Trust me, I was one of those people back then. Oh, so was I.
I actually wasn't. I was probably one of the only people who wasn't.
You also had a FNAF favorites recently.
Yeah, I did go through a lot of FNAF lore recently.
Yeah. He's not built different, he's just delayed.
Yeah. Actually, no, the reason I knew it wasn't, I just watched Steven Universe back then, so.
I did too. And I also just fucking read the description of the video.
Oh my gosh, can it rain, please? It'd be so cool if it rained, dude.
Yeah. I watched a lot of Steven Universe as a kid. I also watched a lot of Steven Universe, and
I
now I'm
watched
of the
through
opinion that
I watched through the whole show.
Oh, I didn't.
I went and finished it all.
My sister actually started watching it recently.
I started to really not like it towards the end, though.
Yeah, I saw some of the animation, and I thought, why? Why did they... Why? Like, it was... I think it was at, like, 12 frames a second.
Nice.
Well, not even that. It was, like... I don't think it was
it's...
12 frames a top.
The
animation it was incredibly
good in that
choppy.
show.
Yeah.
My thing was... one of the whole gimmicks around the show was that the gems had weapons to, like, kill people with. And then their whole thing was about hugging and crying towards the end. And it was like, what the heck, dude? I want violence. I want you to kill each other. I don't want you guys to make peace. This is lame.
I want Steven to explode.
I know. It'd be so much cooler.
I think he does that at some point.
The end sucks. Yeah, when they made it to White Diamond, I was so disappointed. She was like the whole antagonist. I want you to kill each other. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But she was like the
True.
huge overarching antagonist, and then they like walk up to her and they convince her to be a good guy in like 5 minutes. It's so awful. They don't even like fight her or anything. They just like walk up and talk to her. It's so lame.
Yeah. Like a lot of shows don't really understand that. I think more shows should just let their villains be assholes.
She was a Persona 5 villain, but even worse. Yeah, she didn't even have to
Oh
get
yeah.
beat up before she was convinced to be a good guy. She
Yeah.
just existed and then like started crying along with everyone else.
She's like a
Even though she's
Strikers
like the
villain.
equivalent of like Gem Hitler.
She's like a Strikers villain, but without the Strikers.
She also was like never a good person.
Yeah.
She's really not a Strikers villain because she doesn't have that aspect of being a good person. She was always like an evil human being. Well, not a human being, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Mental attacks.
Mental attacks. Holy.
You gotta remember Pink Steven just yelled at her. Yeah, he yelled at her to like start crying with everyone. Why are you so mean, you jerk? Why are you mean to people? That's so mean of you.
Like I think
Why aren't you a good guy?
I haven't watched the series in a really long time, but like I remember there being like at least an interesting dichotomy between Blue and Yellow Diamond.
They were more interesting than White Diamond.
Yeah.
They had more going for them, and also them being convinced was a little bit more realistic and also happened a lot slower.
Mm-hmm. I know like Blue Diamond was like probably extremely easy to convince because she was already like upset over Rose's death.
Mm-hmm. I don't understand why White Diamond was like a single episode. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
The Pink Diamond stuff was so bad. Pretty much everything in like the second half of that show was awful.
A lot of what I think makes a good show or not is whether or not it tries to take itself seriously.
Mm.
And like if you can definitely tell the difference between a show that doesn't take itself seriously, that starts taking itself seriously at important moments, or between a show that thinks that it's good enough to take itself seriously. Did I explain this well articulated?
You went all robotic again.
Well, so you didn't even get the incomprehensible logic I had.
I heard I heard articulated, and then everything just went kind of beep boop on me.
Yeah, I was just saying, was that well articulated or something? Anyway,
Enough.
so yeah, so
what if I started fishing?
I was saying like there's a difference between Steven Universe Future. I like Steven Universe Future where they actually point out how Steven has almost died many times. I like how Adventure Time is silly shit until season 4 and it becomes depression.
Yeah, Adventure Time was really good. I really like that show.
Actually, Engineer Gaming. You're here
hello,
finally.
Engineer
I have no idea who you are.
They were here yesterday.
Welcome back, Engineer Gaming. Damn, I was not there yesterday.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Anyway, so...
Wait, I don't have a fishing rod. This sucks.
Adventure Time just show? I'm pretty sure the entire point of Adventure Time was actually an accident. Because, like, I remember reading about something where there was an episode where there was, like, evil businessmen in an iceberg.
Yeah. I remember that one.
And, like, only really was Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls is a masterpiece.
Yeah, Gravity Falls was fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone who disliked that show. That was just amazing.
And if they do dislike that show,
they're
then
wrong.
they just... Yeah, exactly. Then you shouldn't listen to them.
They aren't worth it.
Yeah, like, they're either being contrarian or they just are a terrible person. Anyway, the thing about Adventure Time is that it wasn't originally supposed to be like some sort of world after our world ended kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like after the
Post-apocalypse.
yeah, post-apocalyptic kind of thing. But after like that episode, the writers realized, oh, we can like lean into that, and so they did, and that's how that plot came about.
It became so dark.
Yeah, I think the only antagonistic part of the show that was a thing from the beginning was the Lich.
Yeah. Honestly, I can't choose between Gravity Falls and Adventure Time. I would probably choose Gravity Falls. I liked Adventure Time, but Gravity Falls held my attention a lot more. Adventure Time kind of lost me around halfway through for a little while. I was like, I don't know about this.
I would choose Gravity Falls specifically because I haven't really seen a lot of Adventure Time.
That's a fair statement to make.
Yeah. Lich is the main bad guy through the whole thing, kind of. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he is, because like he keeps coming back, like Michael Afton.
He always comes back. Also, isn't that just like wrong? Isn't it?
What do you mean wrong?
William Afton.
Oh yeah, I was wondering who was going to point. Yeah, I was wondering who was going to point that out first.
The FNAF lore expert is. I'm almost dead. Okay, let's not fish in the jungle surface right now.
Oh god, you are at like 20 health
Yeah,
points.
I couldn't even see half of what was attacking me.
You lost 15 gold?
I actually didn't die, but sure.
I know.
Oh, I
you know,
see.
I'm just mentally preparing, you know. I couldn't sleep when I watched a single FNAF lore video. I remember, like, one of the few things I remember from that, like, I think I formulated a theory based on how MatPat descended into madness based on his, like, FNAF videos.
I think MatPat and Scott Cawthon descended into madness at the same time.
Yeah.
Because
like
the whole lore starts getting way complicated. It's once you mention the books. Once you throw the books in there, everything just goes insane. Phasgoo, exactly. Phasgoo.
What the fuck is a Phasgoo?
Oh my gosh, look up sea bonnies.
Sea bonnies?
Sea bonnies are the best thing ever.
Sea bonnies?
They don't make any sense. You look it up and you're like, wait, this is still FNAF? C
how do you spell
and then
it?
Bonnie.
Oh, is that just C Bonnie? There's a hyphen?
I mean, just type both words and it'll take you right to the wiki page. It should. Or just, you know, C Bonnie's FNAF. It's
okay.
Wild. It's so crazy. Phasgoo is better. Phasgoo sounds funnier. But the sea bonnies are insane.
What is sea bonnie? Because the way you described how you say that sounds like it's the letter C.
No, it's like water.
Okay, so sea.
Water. Yeah.
Sea bonnie. That
it's like they're like little. I think.
What?
I don't know if they're like animatronics or whatever, but they're meant to like take over a water supply, and it's insane. You say that out loud, and it's like, there's no way this is real. This can't be a real thing that actually exists in the FNAF universe.
I'm just gonna read the trivia. The goldfish in this story is named Fritz, the same name of one of the missing children of the night guards from FNAF 2: The Ultimate Guide states that they seem unrelated. The ending of the story is foreshadowed by in the first paragraph, where Mott remarks that he liked Freddy Fazbear's Pizza because it's always had a way of getting under the skin.
Phasgoo creates clones, which is hilarious. That is hilarious.
This is the second story with a supernatural creature as the antagonist, the first being Blackbird. That's the trivia section.
Imagine Rhyme telling FNAF trivia to a person who doesn't know a single thing about FNAF.
I don't know anything about FNAF.
I know like the basic plot, and then once you get beyond that, I am lost.
Oh yeah. Like, I know the basic plot. I also know the basic plot as, like...
I should say the basic storyline. I know the basic storyline. Yeah. Like, up to game 6.
I think one of my favorite things is Ultimate Custom Night is canonically just William Afton's soul in hell.
That's so awesome.
It's so funny. And, like, so many people said, like, he was in hell, and then he just decided to stop being in hell. Which I think is hilarious. But it's also incorrect.
Dude, I don't know how the heck he actually comes back after that.
Oh my god. I'm pretty damn sure that it's like
He was just like in the newest one, and I watched like a playthrough of it, and I'm just like, how this doesn't I don't get it.
Pickering redeemed highlight my message. Fazgu and C Bonnie are the best FNAF characters. Thank you. Anyway,
They really are.
Anyway, so
Asgu makes clones of people, and they steal your DNA.
all right. Anyway, so what was I gonna say?
I don't know.
Oh no, wait.
You
The
can
way it
say
is, the way that William Afton's come back is the VR game.
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember now.
Because he was like an AI in that. He uploaded his consciousness, and then at the end of that game, Gunner Bug redeemed hydrate.
Thank you, Gunner.
Yep. Yeah, because like he is an AI.
Yeah,
And
I
this
forgot
isn't
about
the
all that
real
stuff.
one. And then he just, yeah, I think everyone did because like that game had no cultural impact.
Yeah. I didn't even know it released until I saw like Jacksepticeye made a video on it like a few days
I
after
didn't
it
know
happened.
it.
I was like, what?
I didn't know it released until I saw something on Reddit.
FNAF 6 was so raw. Isn't that
FNAF
the
6
pizzeria
like,
simulator?
yeah.
Dude, with that ending
Wasn't that like
monologue is insane.
there was an ending monologue in that game? I don't want to
Yeah,
know
that
actually.
copy pasta that's been going around. Yeah, connection terminated.
Oh,
Exactly.
I see. I think
It goes so hard.
in FNAF 6
Please recite
the
it.
way
I don't remember it that much. Holy cow.
I'll do it. I'll look it up.
I know it starts connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Elizabeth. And then I don't know exactly beyond that. I'll hop on voice chat and do it. Oh my gosh.
Connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Elizabeth, if you still even remember that name.
Oh, there we
But
go.
I'm afraid you've been misinformed. You're not here to receive a gift, nor have you been called here by the individual you assume. Although you seem to have been called. You have all been called here, into a labyrinth of sounds and smells, misdirection and misfortune. A labyrinth with no exit, a maze with no prize. You don't even realize that you are trapped. Your lust for blood has driven you into an endless cycle, chasing the cries of children in some unseen chamber, always seeming so near, yet somehow out of reach. But you will never find them. None of you will. This is where your story ends. And to you, my brave volunteer, who somehow found this job, this thing not intended for you, although there was a way out planned for you. I have a feeling that's not what you want. I have a feeling that you are right where you want to be. I am remaining as well. I am nearby. This place will not be remembered. And the memory of everything that started this can finally begin to fade away, as the agony of every tragedy should. And to you monsters trapped in the corridors, be still and give up your spirits. They don't belong to you. For most of you, I believe there is peace. And perhaps... Wait, hold on, I lost my place. And perhaps...
It's going so well.
And perhaps more waiting for you after the smoke clears.
I'd like to point out that it's like in parentheses, it's describing the scene, like what's supposed to be on the screen is like at this point it says burning Springtrap / William Afton replaces Molten Freddy.
Oh dang.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Although for one of you, the darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole. So don't keep the devil waiting, old friend. My daughter, if you could hear me, I knew you would return as well. It's in your nature to protect the innocent. I'm sorry that on that day, the day you were shut out and left to die, no one was there to lift you up into their arms, the way you lifted others into yours. And then, what became of you? I should have known you wouldn't be content to just disappear. Not my daughter. I couldn't save you then, so let me save you now. It's time to rest for you. For you and those you have carried in your arms, this ends for all of us. End communication. Beep.
It's so it's so cool. It's so cool.
I will hop on voice and do it. Key Snatch. If you still even remember that name, I'm sobbing. I'm clipping this. So epic, so raw. It was so good. More at the end of the tunnel. Let's go rhyme. This is so epic. It goes so hard.
It really does.
Like I had to scroll down after I read the word perhaps, and then I didn't see the word perhaps anymore.
That was so unfortunate.
I can only clip stuff 60 seconds. Damn.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Just make like 3 clips of it.
True.
I think the normal speech is like just under the Twitter limit by like a few seconds. So it's like around 2 minutes or so. And you know, with our laughing break in there, it probably is closer to 3.
Yeah.
Wait, do I have a life form? Oh, I do. I like how I didn't finish saying that, so I just said, do I have a life form? I was gonna say life form analyzer, but then that just didn't happen. Okay, well, I did all of the... well, I guess I could fish for, like, crates. That would be really fun to watch. Man, I just want it to rain. Then I could, like, play the game more.
Ooh, that was your first mistake.
I'm just gonna stand here and fish for a while. That'll be cool.
Yeah. Can I just say that Pickering's profile picture on Twitter is, like, objectively amazing?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Wonderfishing.
Wonderfishing. Diego is the best character in Ice Age.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say something
Oh.
random. I really
Thank
like
you, Bruno.
what is his name? Buck from the dinosaurs one. The weasel guy who says that he
yeah.
died, but then he actually didn't.
Yeah.
I think he's funny. I like him.
God, I don't remember the Ice Age movies, like, at all.
Me neither. I just like that guy. I also remember that there was that phase where everyone really hated the Ice Age baby.
Oh, yeah. Like,
They just
There's
want to,
a
like,
phase
kick
for-
it.
yeah, there's a phase where, like, everyone hates everyone.
Oh my gosh. Phase where everyone hates everyone. That's just everyone's life.
Yeah.
I was a Redditor at that phase. Worst time of my life. He's like the new main character in that one that came out like a week ago. Oh yeah, that movie, that new Ice Age movie that they made that just looks like a TV show
Corporate
from
sellout.
Nickelodeon. It looks so bad.
Yeah.
The animation is like half the frame rate that an animated anything should be. And everything just looks like a model from a TV show. It looks so bad.
Yeah.
I can't
I was
believe
a Redditor.
Disney was even promoting it because it just looked awful.
You were a Redditor today, a year ago. I remember, like, back when I was first making my forays into the internet, I just was on Reddit. And, like, that was my first thing that I did because, like, I was really into the indie horror game Bendy and the Ink Machine.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, that mistake.
I hear
That
that
game
a
is
lot.
that game is so unbelievably terrible in like a way that very few people can truly understand.
I remember wondering what kind of happened to it because it was sort of past my time where I was into that stuff.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh my god. There was like a whole controversy where like the developers of that game created like an entire the developers of that game created like an entire small indie studio called Kindly Beast.
mhm.
And then they went bankrupt because they overestimated how well they were doing.
Oh yeah,
And they had to
I think I watched a video on that a while ago.
Yeah, and then they had to fire like literally everyone.
And I think one thing I remember hearing as well is they didn't actually have like a plan for the lore. They just kind of made it up as it went along.
I think
even though
I think
everyone was into the lore, and that was like the part that
yeah,
was really getting people to it.
that was like the thing because I was such a fucking idiot back then that the Reddit posts I made weren't like I like this game. It was this is my internet like dissection of all these various things that happen in the game. This is the lore according to me. I was one of those fucking Reddit theorists.
Oh my gosh.
And I remember I was right on several occasions.
Maybe they used your theories in some things.
Oh my god, that
Because
would have
that,
been so
that was like
cool.
something that I'm pretty sure they did. They just like used
Oh
people's
my god.
ideas.
I think one of the funniest things that ever happened was there was a book at some point. And like one of the second things I ever posted was that Bendy, the main antagonist, all of his actions in the game was in line with the belief that his ultimate goal was to get a soul, and I couldn't tell why he wanted one, but I just completely believed that he did. And then the book came out, and it was confirmed that Bendy does in fact look for souls,
Oh
but
snap.
they implemented that in the worst way possible
Oh my
because
gosh.
they said that he eats them. And I said I was right, but I wish I wasn't.
Dang. That's
Yeah,
rough.
I remember like when I was really getting into it early on, someone plagiarized me, which was so. Wasn't the plot of Bendy that it was a time loop? Yeah, it is.
I never learned about like anything with that game. I think I watched like a game theory video when the first chapter was out, but I don't remember anything about it.
Hell yeah, Pickering. Oh, my first introduction to the game was I was watching a fucking YouTube video late at night about the game, and I somehow didn't catch that it was a horror game, despite the fact that the person in the video said this is a horror game, and the visuals said this is a horror game, and then there was like
Nice.
a few minor jump scares, and then I got to the main jump scare, and it fucking traumatized me for like a couple months or so, because I was 11, it was late at night, and I wasn't expecting it.
Dude, when FNAF came out, I was traumatized. I was one of those. It came out when I was in middle school. It was awful because
Yeah.
someone had like convinced me that the game was based on real events and that the animatronics were just like out there roaming around, and it scared the heck out of me. Dude, I
Oh.
couldn't sleep for like a week. It was awful.
Matt made a video based on that actually.
Gosh.
Damn.
I had a vendetta with that game for the longest time because someone
Yeah.
told me that. I was like, this game sucks. I hate everything about it.
Yeah, when I got back into Bendy, like after being traumatized, it was shortly after Chapter 3 came out, which is probably the worst chapter mechanically, but as a horror game, it's probably the only good one. It came out when I was dumb.
My Discord oomphies are offline. Horrible day. That's so unfortunate,
True.
Pickering.
The only chapter I really loved was Old Song. Old Song, I think, is the best one objectively. Because, like, chapters 1 and 2 were, like, a real puzzle box. And then the rest of them were kind of linear. And then Chapter 3 was, like... Chapter 3 was, like, 300 fetch quests.
Oh, that's awesome. It's a
Yeah.
great game if it's just a bunch of fetch quests over and over again.
They made... I have, like, one review on Steam. And it was of, like, a little, like, mini game that the guys who made that game released. That was, like, Boris and the Dark Survival. No, not that. It was... Yeah, that is exactly what it was. And
It's gonna go really bad.
it was like almost a roguelite where you had to go into a fucking area and then collect 6 objects and then you had to leave the area. And it cost $1 and I left a review and I said the price for this game is atrociously small and it is still a waste of money. You can play 20 minutes of that game and you've played the entire game.
Oh boy. Always a good sign.
Yeah, it was so unbelievably bad because it was incredibly easy to just dodge everything unless you randomly got an event where you had 3 things chasing you instead of 1.
Have you heard? I'm sure you have heard about that new kind of horror game that fills that same sort of genre that came out recently, the Poppy Playtime.
I think I've heard of it, but I haven't really been interested in it at all.
It's like $1, and oh my gosh, I'm totally dead here. There's nothing I can do. It's like $1, but the game's no, it's not $1. It's like 5, I think. Or is it more than that? I don't know. But the point is, the game is like an hour long, and then you're done with it.
It is the game that had NFTs.
I think the developers do NFTs, yeah, and a lot of people hate them because of that.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. I just know that they run like that weird Minecraft YouTube channel that makes all of the animations that are unusually high quality. Even though every single one feels like a total joke.
Oh, I know, like, they're so, like Dorkly?
No, it's not Dorkly. It's like they specifically make computer animated Minecraft games.
I know it's not Dorkly. I'm just saying, like, similar to what Dorkly does.
Sorta? It's so weird. It always looks like they're meant for kids, but from the clips that I've seen, it actually has like some weirdly funny moments. It's so bizarre. Like, it shouldn't be funny at all. It has no right being funny. But every once in a while, there's a part that is funny.
Well, to be fair, a lot of unfunny things are just funny. Like, if you throw a rock at a wall enough times, at some point it's gonna stick.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
It feels like it's gonna be one of those YouTube kids cartoons that's just a bunch of nonsense.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like actually kind of funny nonsense sometimes.
Oh, yeah, I get that. It's like, it's
one
random.
clip that floated around a while ago was the Squid Games one, where it was like all of these different popular characters running around, and then Steve came running.
Wait, are you talking about like the one on the Stepping Stones game where it was like
Among
Us?
Yeah, with Among Us, yeah.
That was, and then he just jumps off. I think
my favorite part about when he jumps off is when he hits the ground, you see the bone, and you very, very slightly hear the Among Us death noise. It's so quiet.
Oh my god, that is actually amazing.
It's like actually kind of funny. And
like,
it shouldn't be.
I know, like, there's no reason why that should be funny. There's no effort put into it literally at all. But it's just, it's an anomaly.
It's so dumb that it's funny. Exactly.
Exactly.
And all of their animations are like, I went and looked a while ago. They upload like half-hour-long animations like every other day. I don't understand how they do it. It's bizarre. Because they're not low quality. Everything moves a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They have like a system down. This has turned into a fishing stream. Until it rains, which is still not happening.
You should dig a hole. You should dig a fishing hole.
And chill music.
We are the chill music.
Yeah, you could listen to Rhyme's voice.
Yeah,
there you go. Rhyme time ASMR.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
I think being on Reddit for Bendy was probably when I learned how to shitpost most efficiently. Because, like, as someone who was, like, well acquainted with the lore and, like, studied it for no reason other than I was bored, I started to just realize I can make some bullshit assumptions. Like, did you see Chapter 4 with the guy who was a carousel?
I don't know, like, anything about that game.
Oh, there's a guy who's a carousel. His name's Bertram. He's one of my favorite characters, specifically because he's a pretentious dickhead.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know the stream is good when it's about fishing in a game.
Yeah.
Truly. This is just the peak of content right here. Get Rhyme to read SCP Among Us.
Probably could do that.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
Just
Someone
start-
have to send
I
me.
just start bringing you on here to read things.
Oh, yeah. I'm really good at reading things.
It's a good skill to have. Not being illiterate. It's pretty cool.
Shoutouts to my non-illiterate friends.
That means everyone but you, Drew. This is SCP
Anyway.
5167, I believe.
Anyway, so what I was doing was like, he's a carousel, and the thing about the carousel is it has 4 arms, like for the carriages.
Okay.
And so, my thing was, every single like construct in this game that has a soul looks sort of humanoid, except this one. Like everything else like looks humanoid. There was like all of them look like the actual characters. There's the one that was just an inky mess with a projector strapped onto his head, like as a head.
Mm-hmm.
I love how I'm hardly listening and you're still insulting me. Thanks. You're welcome.
No problem,
Like
Drew.
everything else is vaguely humanoid except the carousel. It has 4 arms and like a central mass in the center.
Mm-hmm.
So this is definitive proof that before he was turned into the carousel, he was a squid.
Okay. like actually, or is this like your theory here, or what?
No, this is not like a real thing.
I wish it
Hell
was.
no, it's not. It would be so great. And like I would just make complete bullshit things. Like for no reason.
Can we take a moment to just look at the chat really quick? My friend knew a lot about Bendy. Games. Squid Games.
Thank you, Bruno. Thank you, Pickering.
Very cool.
Yeah. So like I just began like doing these things. I remember I like fabricated a love triangle between the main character.
Oh my gosh.
Between like the main character, like an insane projectionist named Norman, and a projector.
My creation.
I have no idea what's happening. You're welcome. Like I fabricated.
Rhyme is talking about Bendy and the Ink Machine, so I don't really know a lot about what's happening either.
Yeah.
We're kind of in the
Like,
same boat.
Yeah, I just fabricated an intense love triangle, and then I said that the projector was gay.
I see.
Yeah. I made like an entire thing about like your hidey holes are like little closets, and
Good for
all
them.
yeah, I know, and I made a big thing about all the hidey holes where the enemies can no longer sense you.
He's
Our
just like me, for real.
Well, yeah, like all the closets, all the hidey holes where things can't see you are closets. So the reason why they can't see you is because they're secretly gay and they don't know it, and they just haven't come out of the closet yet.
It makes so much sense now.
Yeah, it was so good. I think one of my crowning achievements as a writer was also in like my Reddit phase, and it wasn't even me writing anything. Like someone posted like a fan fiction they found, and so I was reading it, and I recognized mannerisms in writing, and I said, "You wrote this. Like you're the one who did this. Like you didn't find this. You wrote this." And I was right, and that's probably one of my favorite things I've done, like as a writer.
Yeah, that's
just
pretty
like
cool.
I just found that out. God.
I'm gonna make it up to the Sky Island.
Oh my god, I also, you know,
So sad.
I know like another thing amazing that happened, because like there's so many funny stories about this. I got gifted Reddit like Diamond, which is above Reddit Gold, because because I told the person that they made a dogshit decision in buying Bendy and the Ink Machine.
That's hilarious. Okay, so right when you did that, a wyvern spawned, but I watched it spawn. I was just going up to the Sky Island here, and it just appeared on top of me. That was amazing.
I saw it. Yeah.
I wanted to
Like,
publicly address it, though.
Yeah. Did you know that on Reddit, if you get Reddit Diamond, you get into like a secret you can be into like a secret subreddit that is only for people who have gotten Reddit diamonds.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I was a part of that prestigious club for a while.
I'm just gonna fish while this wyvern tries to kill me.
Don't mess with me. I have Reddit diamond.
Yeah, I'm a gamer.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna
the,
die. This
like
sucks.
the only thing that was ever in that subreddit was the only thing ever that was in that subreddit is people posting about how they got there. There was nothing else. It was just people saying, this is the post that got Reddit diamond.
What? It's just wyvern after wyvern. What the heck? I just want to fish. What is this garbage? I have no reason to fight this guy at all.
Yeah. Apparently, if you get like Reddit Gold, you also get like not gold, but like diamond. You get a free month of Reddit Premium.
What in the world is Reddit Premium? I never used Reddit. That was never my thing.
Yeah.
If I ever go to Reddit, it's to figure out how to
being,
pirate games and stuff.
If I'm being completely fair, I don't know either. I just know that you get invited to a different secret subreddit called The Lounge.
It's so uninteresting.
I know, and you want to know my favorite part?
What?
There's class wars in it.
What?
Because people are mad. Cause like you can buy Reddit Premium and then you can just get it from having Reddit Gold or Reddit Diamond.
Oh my gosh.
And then there are people with like doing like class wars with like, oh, the people who just get gifted the ability to access the lounge shouldn't even deserve the ability to be here. They're not financially supporting Reddit. We paid for our place here. Like, it's.
Oh my gosh.
It's just so amazingly nonsensical that people would be mad over this. And like, I'm sitting here thinking, like, you paid your way into this place, but I earned it.
Yeah. You actually arguably deserve it more.
Exactly. I didn't actually say that.
As if it's even like a place that you'd want to be, though. I can't imagine that like some kind of high society Reddit server would be interesting at all.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why would that ever be a thing that you wanted to do? If you
everyone you're gonna talk with is going to be like a jerk.
A pretentious asshole.
Yeah. Every single person there is just going to suck. At least every single person who speaks.
Well, yeah. I was... The idea of class wars in a subreddit.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that idea.
I love the idea of a class war.
Yeah, it's so cool. Especially if Reddit's involved.
Yeah.
Bruno, you should 1v1 me TF2 Cabernite. That sounds awesome.
Wasn't it? What was the number of Among Us? Of like Among Us, whatever the fuck it's called.
5167.
5167.
I believe so. I mean, you
SCP.
can probably just look up Among Us SCP and it'll take you to it.
You're so right.
Getting tired of all these harpies. I just want to like fish. What I actually want is rain, but that is still not happening.
Item number SCP-5167.
Oh, this is so
Object
cool.
class Keter. Special containment
Oh, it's
procedures.
Keter. Oh, you fool.
I'm sorry, I don't watch. I don't watch. I don't watch. I don't watch.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Gaming isn't real for non-gamers. It's quite a bold statement there, Pickering.
Special containment procedures. Foundation web crawlers are to monitor online communities for mentions of potential SCP-5167 sightings. In cases where these sightings are confirmed, all direct witnesses are to be apprehended and all secondary evidence removed from the platform in question. Apprehended witnesses are to be held until symptoms of SCP-5167 abate. They are then to be amnesticized and released under a standard mental breakdown cover story. Description: SCP-5167 is an entity known to manifest as a player of the online multiplayer game Among Us under the username Pathone. Stop laughing, you're messing this up.
It's so hard when you're like when it's something so serious and then they just say the online multiplayer game Among Us. It's impossible after that moment to take it seriously anymore.
SCP-5167 is an entity.
I can't. You transition into it so seriously to continue it. I can't handle it. Oh my gosh.
Is an entity known to manifest as a player of the online multiplayer game Among Us under the username Pathonus. SCP-5167 will randomly join multiplayer lobbies of the game and participate as an ordinary player would, with the majority of anomalous effect only becoming obvious following the initial encounter. During this initial encounter, SCP-5167 has been observed to communicate using the in-game chat function, although the majority of its speech consists of lengthy diatribes produced at little prompting from other players. Individuals who interact with SCP-5167 in-game will subsequently begin to exhibit symptoms of paranoia and Capgras delusion, citation needed. The severity of these symptoms varies from person to person, but in initial cases was significant enough to prompt acts of perceived self-defense from those affected. Citation needed. These symptoms persist for a period initially believed to encompass several months, but has lessened to 1 or 2 weeks as observation has continued. First time chat viewer, bro.
Yeah,
how do I get better?
I feel so bad for that person. They're coming
how do
into
I
this.
Right, Ryan, can you recite the Chicken Little script?
How do I get... How do I get better Terraria? Do you mean better at Terraria, or do you need like an update or something? Because if you want to get better at Terraria, then you just kind of need to play the game.
If you want to get better at Terraria, you have come to the wrong place.
Yeah, I'm fishing. Like, this is not getting better at the game.
Like, this is a veteran Terraria player, and then there's Among Us SCP.
Yeah, think about it.
Yeah.
Just keep reading.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Almost sounds like a threat.
Please don't hurt me. SCP-5167 was initially discovered by the Foundation after a period during which the player Pathonus was a minor urban legend among the Among Us in the Among Us community. Although the interest in the figure died down fairly quickly, Foundation web crawlers flagged recorded accounts of a player encounters with an entity as a potential anomalous phenomena.
Hey,
Learning computer
Ryan,
PS.
I'm sorry to interrupt you again. Oh, Drew got it. Thank you, Drew.
Yeah, thank you, Drew. All right. Learning computer PSI-2, also known as Mevel, was assigned to track sessions of the game until SCP-5167 was encountered, and when the other players in said session were tracked down, they exhibited symptoms now associated with SCP-5167.
Number 15, Burger King. I was thinking that same thing.
What is this? I'm leaving. No help.
Okay. I didn't say I'd...
Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thanks for joining Camper Plays, I suppose. I don't know what that's about. I didn't say that this was a Terraria tutorial.
See ya. Okay.
Yeah, see ya. Thank you for joining, I suppose.
Uh-huh.
Sorry it did not suit your needs.
Foundation efforts to track individual behind SCP-5167 have thus far proven unsuccessful. All attempts to locate the internet access point used by the anomaly have led to the deserted home address in rural Greece. Analysis of impending SCP-5167 neutralization. As requested by head researcher Abrams, I've had the Site-22 analysts look into the progress of SCP-5167's anomalous effects over the period we observed it, and the results are much as I expected. When we first discovered SCP-5167, for the sake of the argument, For the sake of the argument, let's say that this SCP first came into existence. The impact they had on its victims was severe. Now, hypothetically, I don't think I have to remind you of what
Yeah, there's no way I'm taking that seriously. Man, I hope more new people join the stream. And they just come into Among Us SCP reading while I'm fishing in Terraria.
I love this.
I love this.
I don't think I have to remind you what Billy Heath did to his family faces. But since then, almost immediately, really, since the first couple of manifestations, hypothetically, the potency effects have started to decline. Now, a full detachment from reality fusion, and as such, delusion now become paranoia. The intensity of the paranoia would then lessen in each new case. This is all conjecture, of course, and shouldn't be taken as gospel. No, sorry, I have to skip that line. Ben Shapiro would not say that.
This is the meta because the game is dying. Oh, it hurts. The game really isn't dying, but sure.
Yeah.
If Among Us SCP will make you happy, then it will make you happy.
But based on what we've observed, this anomaly thus far, our estimation is that SCP-5167's anomalous effects will become inert by the end of the year. At which point it'll keep going. At which point we will determine whether it'll keep popping up in video game matches. Though this is, of course, another story. By Michelle Ross. Oh, that's a girl.
Unfortunate.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy for Ben Shapiro's transition.
You know, good work, Ben Shapiro.
Observation log 51671. The following is a log of SCP-516.
This is so good.
I know. The following is a log of SCP-5167 as observed by a learning computer PSI-2 in a game of Among Us. SCP-5167 participated in the game without communicating until specifically addressed by other players. Following the game, all I'm having a strunk. Wait, I need to read this in like a grocery store announcement voice. All participating players were tracked down and treated as containment procedure dictate. Communication is logged below. Begin log. John Arbuckle.
Red, when were you? Where were you when you were doing reactor? Where was I? I was there when the mountains were newborn, and the oceans.
It's so good. This is just the best part of the whole thing by far.
I was there when the mountains were newborn, and the oceans virginal. I was there when the gods walked among men, and their wisdom cast down like sunlight. I was there when mankind was capable of legends, and now I find myself in a world that has forgotten even the taste of life, even the very concept of life beyond existing from one day to the next, mere continuance, where all the world is wasted away in an idle play of emotion that once rang true. I am in a world where even the gods are forgotten, their bones washed away by time. A world where man has moved on, where all the legacy I have left are 3 fucking sentences on Wikipedia. I thought my time had come again. I thought this could be the new me, but this is nothing. Let me stay dead this time. I'm tired.
I'd like everyone to remember that that is a Greek god Among Us player. Just in an Among Us lobby. It's
Red
so
is
good.
sus. Yeah, vote red.
Yeah.
I'd like to point out, it specifically says no activity for 12 seconds, so I counted to 12 in my head.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Footnote. Oh, footnotes. These are the references. Like it's the end. We're at the end of this.
Thank you, Rhyme. Thank you very
You're
much. Can we
you're
get a
welcome.
round of applause for Rhyme? I'm not gonna applaud because I don't know if my microphone will pick it up, and I don't want it to sound awful.
Can we get a round of applause by giving Wonderfish like several thousand bits?
Yeah, for all of the nothing that I just did for like several
Exactly.
minutes.
Okay, now read another one.
No,
Let me.
if there's like another funny one, I guess. Oh, the Among Us emotes. There we go. It's
Thank you,
perfect.
Sparkles Cat.
Sparkles Cat coming in again. Every time an assist is needed, he's always there.
Read when gay breaks. What?
Firefly just took 1,040 damage from a star.
It's so long. When gay
Yeah, maybe
breaks.
don't read it if it's so long.
Okay.
I don't think we need like an hour and a half of SCP readings. I feel like the one is enough.
Sad.
Yeah, sorry, Bruno. Maybe we can do a just chatting SCP reading stream someday. That'd be easy content. It's like reaction content, but instead of playing a video, you just read something.
Oh my god.
Is that like a thing that people... I wonder if that's like a thing. If people just like read books on stream.
That's what Soot House says.
I've never heard of them before.
Oh, they'll just like read they'll read like random shit. It's not even like really books. They'll just read like Google translated song lyrics or like
Okay, that's funny. I can see that.
yeah, like AI generated romance novel.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Sparkles,
Hey.
I love the sunglasses on the Among Us emote. My favorite part is how it doesn't fit at all. Like, one of his eyes is completely uncovered, and it's awesome.
It's not uncovered, it's behind the visor. Like
It's so good.
he doesn't need sunglasses. His eyes are already protected.
Yeah, but it's uncovered.
God, is there
I'd
something
like to
else I
think
can
that the Among Us eyes are in front of the visor.
Yeah. Can I read like Wonderfish tweets?
Why would you just read my tweets?
Yeah.
No, that's weird. Wait, no, you can read the one before this. Oh, the one that I made earlier today. That. Oh, what was it? It was about like, if Atlas doesn't announce Persona 5 Racing by the end of the month, I'm going to remove Oklahoma from the face of this planet.
Live streaming, live now.
Oh no!
streaming
Don't read
Terraria.
that.
Guys, Wonderfish is live right now. You should go subscribe to him.
The guy who made SCP Among Us has been making SCPs for 9 years. It's the only reason why he got away with it. That's
Oh my
so
God.
awesome.
If Atlas does not announce Persona 5 Racing by the end of the month, I will remove Oklahoma from the face of the earth.
Nice. Cheer 15. I don't know if that worked, but hello, Zane Frenzy. Haven't seen you before.
What if it
Oh, there's the 15. Thank you.
Oh my god, 15 bits? Thank you,
appreciate
Jan
that.
Frenzy.
It's very nice of you.
Whoops. Wait, what? Oh wait, no.
Yeah, they did a cheer 15. They did
Okay,
a little whoopsie daisies.
I see what the whoops is for, but for a second I thought the whoops is that they sent it to the wrong person.
If
If you read my tweets,
this
this will
will turn to
she will
madness.
turn into a madness. I'm a big fan of Ah.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Remember the dumb tweet idea I had last night? Do tell Picarine. I quite like the sound of that.
Monkey. So true.
This expert, normal, or master? This is expert. I'm currently waiting for it to
Smash.
rain so I can fight a frost golem. So I'm just kind of fishing and goofing off with Rhyme here while I wait.
Oh wait, Bruno's playing Smasher Pass with the Mario characters and he had Smash to this like spike skewer.
You don't need to go through those. I can do without that knowledge.
Yeah. I just felt like the spike skewer in particular was worth noting. Sorry.
Tips for expert.
W. Alright, we're done.
Hmm.
Persona
I
6
don't really know
will
what
be
to
the
do for
last
tips. I've played the game for so long that I can't really think of anything. I just kind of keep playing.
Persona 6 will be the last 25th anniversary announcements. I got leaks where it would be apparently take place in the Philippines, and the main character's canon name is Pick.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Started an expert world with my friend today, and we're getting wrecked. The main thing that you want to get better at is just movement in general. There's not really much I can do for you there, other than just practicing more.
Get better stats.
But like actually dodging bosses' attacks can help you a lot.
Did you really
Thank you
just
for the follow, Zane Frenzy?
Wait, did you just tell him don't get hit?
Well, it actually, I mean, I don't know what else to say. You can do potions. Potions help a lot.
Rhyme, you didn't have to tell the world that, by the way. The world deserved to know.
The world already did know because it's on Twitter. But you didn't need to give it more exposure. I would agree there.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah, if you are struggling in expert, there actually are a couple tips I could give. Making boss arenas, for one thing, would help. I don't know if you already do that. But like just setting up platforms and sunflowers and campfires for health regeneration and stuff. That can help a lot. And if you're struggling with certain bosses in particular, potions help you a lot too.
Mm-hmm. Pickering already said that.
Yep, potions are really good and make sure your armors and weapons are viable for bosses. Yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of just have to know what you're up against. Gotta know what you really need against them. You typically want the best stuff at any time. Of course.
What's like the most overpowered weapon type in this game?
All of the weapons I'd say are probably good in their own way. That's not
what I asked.
Zenith? That's not like a weapon type though, that's a specific weapon. Zenith is just the most powerful weapon though, because it is the endgame weapon. You need to beat the final boss multiple times to even get it. For type, I would probably say ranged. I'd probably say ranged is the most powerful weapon type.
Is that like guns and bows and stuff?
Yeah, guns and bows.
Mm-hmm.
I think melee is pretty good. The thing
with
with melee though,
encompass all the other ones?
Melee isn't... melee also includes yo-yos, I guess. But the thing with melee is it's not super duper good early game, I find. Like against bosses, there's not a ton you can do with melee because it's just like a stick. Like you're fighting like big old bosses with a stick. And, you know, you can't really dodge anything if you're right next to it.
Are you saying fighting a boss with a yo-yo is more efficient than fighting a boss with a branch?
Yeah.
So if I walk up to a bank with a yo-yo and I say, give me your money, it'll work.
Go try, yeah, sure. No one else should go try, just Rhyme. King Slime destroyed me with melee? Yeah, because his main way of attacking is just literally jumping on top of you. So if you have to get next to him to hit him, that's kind of a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
But typically I find just ranged in general is good. Like you get a mini shark. Mini shark is good for the entirety of early game. All of pre-hard mode, once you get a mini shark, is easy. What in the world was I doing? Oh yeah, I was going over here. I just don't remember the fish that he asked me to get.
Yeah.
Mushroom fields. That's why I started going underground and then forgot. To be fair, it was my first time playing. No, yeah, it's understandable. I was just saying what went wrong.
For a second, I thought you were talking about yourself, and I was just going to say that is objectively false.
Space gun carried me until the queen bee, and then it stopped. Yeah, eventually it just doesn't do enough damage.
Yeah.
And also meteor armor sucks eventually. And that kind of is what carries the space gun. I would say, yeah, space gun is good up until the wall of flesh. Actually, you said queen bee. I don't know if I've ever used the space gun against queen bee. I pretty much just go for the mini shark early game now. Oh, I stopped playing, that's what I meant. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Is that a truffle worm down there? Hold on. Oh, actually, I can't get it from here. It's like too far in there. You wanna come crawling out, little buddy? I guess I'll just fish until it decides to do that. Oh, I got the thing I needed. That was fast. Okay, buddy. I don't know if I'll be able to get you from here, but I'm gonna give it a shot.
Pickering, why you sleep?
Oh, I got it. Sick.
Oh, nice.
Just so you know, Rhyme, so you're not, like, confused why that's important. It summons a boss later that I want to fight.
Oh, nice. What boss?
Duke Fishron. He's got a fun name.
That is such an amazing name.
He's a fun guy. He's a fun guy
He
to
sounds
fight.
like... He sounds...
Wonderfishron. Dude, I'm a Terraria boss. It's so cool.
You should change your name to that on Twitter. Like the display name.
Maybe I'll do that when I fight it on stream.
Yeah.
The Duke of Flies from Isaac. That's also a Duke, yeah. April
Oh my
Fool's
God.
joke. That could work.
Duke?
I could make a different April Fool's joke for all of my social media platforms.
Duke Nukem?
I always like the fan-made Duke Nukem memes.
Oh, they're so good. Where it's like...
I say that as if there are official Duke Nukem memes.
I want to see that.
Please tell me there are official Duke Nukem memes.
I haven't played a Persona game, but Talking Cat is funny. Yeah.
That's so
yeah,
true.
you haven't. Yeah, you've never played Ultimax.
Oh, snap.
You've never played Arena.
Oh, dang. Fake fan.
Big fan.
Can't believe
It's one
it.
of the Duke Nukem stuff I saw. I haven't played a Persona game, but the Talking Cat is funny.
Yeah, there you go. It's pretty good.
And then just the music.
Yeah! I haven't played a Persona game, but the talking cat is funny.
It's one of the Duke Nukem stuff I saw. Yeah.
I hate the talking cat.
Yeah.
A lot of people do, Bruno, so that's understandable.
I hate the Talking Cat. Fuck him.
Why do I have this frog leg on me? Oh yeah, I wanted to see what it could be made into.
Fun
Bunch
fact,
of
Duke
stuff I'll
Nukem.
never use.
Fun fact, Duke Nukem can only speak in couplets.
Talking Tom. Wait, why Talking Tom? Why are you mentioning Talking Tom, Bruno? Just a question.
I hate the Talking Cat.
Oh,
Talking Tom.
There you go. That makes sense now. I don't know how I didn't connect those dots.
I hate the Talking Cat. Morgana.
just a Duke Nukem. He just says Morgana, and then the music starts. Oh, it'd be amazing.
I have been to prison for 17 accounts of physical assault. Just kidding.
Is there another kind of assault? Is there like mental assault? Actually,
I
don't
think-
answer that.
Good idea.
I mean, no, I realized what I had just.
Oh
I-
wait, I now also realize what you have just said. I get
Yeah.
it. Okay. We're ending this conversation.
It's over. Talking Ben better. I never understood those apps.
Talking Ben is better than Morgana. End of sentence.
Then the music starts.
Like you just pause for an unprecedented amount of time just to like wait for what he's gonna say next. It doesn't happen, and then the music starts. He's free from his curse. He can just make statements now.
Duke Nukem is free.
Hashtag free Duke Nukem. Are you gonna fight the wall of flesh again?
Yeah, I like killing the guide. I'm waiting for it to rain. I don't know what else to do.
I haven't
It's so
played
sad.
Terraria, but the jumping slime is funny.
Wonderfish, make a tier list on stream ranking your friends from straight to gayest.
Oh my god, I unironically love making like collaborative tier lists.
I'm gonna die. They said
That sounds like
that
such
came
a
out of
good
nowhere.
time. Wait, hold on. Wait, stop Terraria right now. I know what we have to do.
No. You should do that. It's so good. Please change the stream category. No, I need to wait for it to rain. I'm not gonna rank my friends from straight to gay.
Wait, no, we have to do like an entire stream where we just search.
Yeah, I have
tier
to
list
set out
mix.
3 hours for that. You think I can decide that in like half an hour? No, that's not enough
like,
time.
it's not even that. We just surf the entire.
I've had no time to prepare.
Choose random tier lists that we just do.
I don't even know if I care about any of the things this guy drops anymore.
Yeah.
I've gotten the firecracker 3 times in a row though.
Like, remember the tier list I made that was just random number generator? That was such a gold mine.
Okay, guys, I know that you want me to do it while I'm waiting, but I actually physically cannot do it while I'm waiting because if I tab out of this game, then the time stops moving.
Like, next time you stream, it is an imperative. Like, you do not get to choose what you. You do not get to choose your next stream. It's just tier lists.
Hey, the guide is back.
Did you know that there's an auto sort button when you go to do like a chest?
Thanks. I didn't know that.
You would. Yeah.
Tag me on Twitter when you stream the tier list.
Yeah, we will.
I might just like. I might do like an extra little stream someday. I don't know when I'll do this. It probably won't be like. Because that'll take like some setting up. I need to like get images and stuff. And I've got a lot of homework and stuff to do right now. But I'll write that down in my planner as something to do in the future.
Ooh.
Because I think that would be funny.
That would be amazing. But like, thank you, Bruno.
Yeah.
Bruno
like, just out here coming up with the best ideas for all of my content. All the time. It's incredible.
Yeah, like Super Mario 64.
And that video is so good.
Yeah,
it's so funny. You know why I recorded it that day? I had it like written down as something to do eventually, but on that specific day, I needed to record a video, and I didn't have much time. So I was like, I'll just read something for an hour, and then I don't even have to edit it at all.
I love the ending of that video. It is so good.
Thank you. I tried.
It's just like I forgot to press jump. No, it wasn't. I forgot to press up. I didn't press up.
I was heartbroken.
I unfortunately have to go. Oh
and
my
I
God,
will do
Pickle.
the. Oh no! We'll never know what he does.
Pickering. Finish the sentence.
We'll never know what he'll do.
Pickering.
Pickering, no!
Pickering. Pickering, come back.
He can't hear us now, he's gone.
Pickering.
I'm waiting for one of these attempts to just die in the sky.
You won't.
You also did it the wrong way. You're supposed to read it every time you jump. Yeah, thanks, Bruno. I knew that. I did it the wrong way on purpose, believe it or not. Oh my gosh, I got something in my eye there. I almost died because I couldn't see.
Wait,
another summoner emblem.
Wait, is that weird? Wait, are you talking like whenever he jumped, he would read whilst he was in the air?
No, I would jump and then read it.
You would jump and then
And
read the entire
I technically, yeah,
thing. Well, to be fair, you only read it one time, but like,
but I jumped at the end,
yeah,
and I also didn't beat it.
it's more implied, torture.
Yeah, not like
Yeah.
actual torture.
No? Well, then what is it, Bruno?
That's the one time I've recorded something and my voice hurt afterwards. That was a good
Oh yeah,
experience.
you did like just basically talk for over an hour. You weren't even playing a game. You were just nonstop talking.
Yeah.
He need to beat game that way. Well,
Maybe one day.
Wonderfish.
No,
Wonderfish
I'm not
wins
even gonna
part
say maybe.
2.
That's just not gonna happen.
Can you? Can you beat?
Yeah, I can make one of those challenge videos like, can you beat Mario 64 if you have to read the B-movie script every time you jump?
Can you beat Mario 64 in half an A press?
Can you beat Mario 64?
Can you press the A button?
Can you Nintendo?
Can
The
you
answer's
switch?
no. Oh, snap.
Nintendo.
You need to beat the game that way, that's the joke. Yeah, but like...
It took him like
I went
actual
farther than most people would go with that video alone. I would appreciate a
consideration.
sliver of credit.
A sliver of credit,
Any.
not a modicum more.
A
You can do that.
molecule of
You
credit.
can do that. We need to talk about parallel universes. Oh my god.
What is
I love-
that?
You don't know that?
Maybe I do.
Do you know what a BLJ is?
Oh, yeah, I do. I know that.
Yeah.
That's
So-
the jump up the stairs.
Yeah, but like you can do it based on like any kind of like slanted geometry. In like Mario 64, where like you get infinite backward speed and then you can just zoom out of the map. And like if you do it in a very specific angle in a very specific way, at some point you'll come back, like in any stage, you'll zoom out of like the boundary of the map and you'll come and find like an invisible version of the map with like all the collision loaded in the exact same way that is in the regular level, but there's no textures, there's nothing there. It's just the collision and you can't see anything.
I don't know how I didn't know this.
That's what the parallel universe thing is about, because it's like it's like a parallel universe of what you just are in.
It's awesome.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that's the case for every level, but I know it's the case for Bob on Battlefield.
Yeah, I don't know a ton about Mario 64, as it turns out.
I mean, that's just fair.
Yeah. I could be like every gaming YouTuber ever and just start speedrunning it eventually.
Yeah.
It's like everyone does this. I should also do it.
You already did.
Oh, I did, true.
Yeah, I think you have the world record in B movie percent. Fastest viewing of B movie. Like fastest full viewing of B movie, because like there's definitely people who turned it on like for like a minute and then turned it off and like
They're like, what the heck is this?
They think they have the world record, but they just did any percent. You did the 100% category.
You can do it in the level with the cave monster in the lake.
Cave monster in the lake? Oh, you mean Jolly Roger Bay.
Oh, dude, I don't remember the level names, and it's making me feel like an idiot.
Oh, there's like 15 courses. There's
I need
Bob
to,
on
like,
Battlefield, Bob's
I
Fortress.
played that on the DS way back when.
Ooh.
I need to. I got the scammy 3 Mario games that they were selling for the Switch as like a limited bundle thing.
Yeah.
Because it applied to specifically me the most because I hadn't played any of those 3 games in their entirety.
The one with Metal Mario? What do you mean the one with... Oh, Hazy Maze Cave.
I think I know what one that is.
You're talking about Dory. Yeah. Anyway, the level... There's 15 courses. There's, Bob on Battlefield, Womp's Fortress, Cool Mountain, um, Jolly Roger Bay, Big Blue Haunt, Lethal Lava Land, Shifting Sandland, Hazy Maze Cave, Dire Dock, um,
I remember
Tall
most of them, I'd say.
Tall Mountain, Snowman's Land, Tiny Huge Island, Wet Dry World, Tick-Tock Clock, and Rainbow Ride. That's all of them.
Nice.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, Hazy Maze Cave. That's the one. I was really confused when you were talking about the one with Metal Mario, because like I was thinking Metal Mario is required for one of the stars in Jolly Roger Bay. Well, required in quotation marks. If you can swim fast enough, it doesn't matter. There's a Water City level that every time I play it, I just feel sad. Bruno.
I could not interpret that. I'm surprised that you could.
Bruno. I'm pretty damn sure that's another reference.
Is he making a reference again?
Yeah, I'm pretty.
My
There's like
goodness.
there's like an iceberg that's saying that that particular level is like a functioning brain.
What? Oh my gosh.
I don't remember specifically what it was like, but it was really deep down on the iceberg, and it was like
I'd hope so.
it was like, yeah, I got. Like I saw it and I was thinking that's Wet Dry World, and I was thinking, oh, I get it.
It's like a functioning brain?
There's a sad aura in the water level. Like everyone said there was like a sad aura in the level because it's just an abandoned city, like with basic it's an abandoned city that's flooded, and you have to deflood the city in order to get several of the stars, and like
Yeah,
you
I
know
remember that.
it's abandoned and shit, and then like you just get hit with the functioning brain theory and
What is this? What is this functioning brain theory?
I don't remember. I just remember
Oh my
thinking that was
gosh, that makes...
wild.
I have to look something up when I'm done with this stream.
There's also the theory that every copy of Mario 64 is personalized, which you've absolutely heard that joke before, but the mechanics of it is that, like, the game has an AI in it that studies how you play and adjusts the level structure very slightly to fit
What?
your play style more efficiently.
This was on the Nintendo 64.
I know.
Nintendo is the company that is famously behind in technology. What in the world are people on?
Like,
Where did the theory come from? What is there to support this? I
like,
swear this
some
penguin
people-
was like 2 feet to the right. As compared to this guy. I swear this
there just,
block
like,
was in a little bit of a different place. This can't be...
Apparently there was like some like phenomenon where people would play other copies of Mario 64 and it would feel off, and that's
What?
the evidence.
This can't be. This isn't my copy of Mario 64.
I
What's
like-
going
I want-
on? It's just
I
the
really-
exact same game. I like the idea of someone just like constantly uneased by playing this video game, and there's nothing wrong with it at all. It's just completely normal.
They're like playing the original Mario Bros and saying, dude, I think they put a real person in this game.
Dude, I think Miyamoto's consciousness was uploaded into the Nintendo 64 cartridge that is this game.
And then everyone who plays it gets Miyamoto uploaded into their brain so that he can live forever.
At the end of the day, everyone is Miyamoto.
At the end of the day, everyone has a little bit of Mario in them.
Never mind, I like this theory.
At the end of the day, aren't we all just a little Mario?
At the end of the day, Yahoo, you know?
Yahoo.
Yeah, pretty soon that'll be how everyone communicates. Everyone just says Yahoo and Waha.
Everyone adopts Charles Martinet's accent. Like Charles Martinet becomes
That
our
was that.
actual
Why do you
Charles
think
Mart.
why do you think Chris Pratt is playing him in the Mario movie? It's because he's
Oh
going
my
to be
god, he has
Charles Martinet soon. He's gonna have this.
he,
He's gonna be the
he
same
has
voice.
he has the virus.
COVID was actually an elaborate cover-up for the Mario virus.
No one ate a bat, they ate Mario instead.
They ate the Mario 64 cartridge that had Miyamoto's consciousness in it.
And the functional brain and the AI. They became a superhuman Mario. Bing bang wahooing all over the place.
I'd like you to snap back to reality really quick and remember that it still has not rained. I think I've been waiting for rain for about an hour.
I think we need to log SCP Mario.
This is awesome, actually. We have just made an SCP. This is exactly what we've just done.
We've made Ultra Instinct Mario. The combined powers of Miyamoto, Super Mario 64, and specifically Wet Dry World.
This is genius.
That guy's gonna scream Bing Bang Wahoo whilst also shifting his form to become more appealing to you and also making you feel inexplicably sad. He has the Triforce.
The next fish is caught in the desert. Can I even physically do that in this world? No.
Nice. I like how no one's chatted. They're just so in awe.
Oh wait, no, it's right here. That is a desert. I didn't even realize it.
I can't believe
People just don't know how to respond.
I can't believe Pickering left right before this legendary moment.
It's unfortunate.
We're gonna have to DM Pickering so he can experience Mario.
You're so right. Okay, well, the only way I can fish here is the Crimson Desert, which is not the best. Man, I really wish that it rained, but at the same time, I don't know if we would have talked about Mario if that happened.
God works in mysterious ways. Mario works in mysterious ways.
Well, Mario is kind of just God, so...
Does that make Bowser canonically Satan?
I think so. I think that would make sense.
Yeah, what's Luigi? Like, who's God's long-lost brother? I had
You
to
can be the
change
Holy Spirit.
I had to change accounts because my cell phone ran out of batteries and I stuck at passwords. Oh, damn.
Oh my gosh, then I think you just
Welcome back.
missed like the greatest bit of this whole stream.
You're
It's
going
so
to
sad.
have to rewatch. Like, they should teach this in schools. And they will when Mario takes over.
That's true, yeah.
Like when the
Everyone needs
VOD
to learn
gets
about Mario theory.
when the Are you at least following him with this account? If you are not, unfollow and refollow and we'll shout you out. But it only works for Bruno. If anyone else does it, I will ban you.
Yeah. I concur. I also got like a really rare item while here, by the way. The blindfold. That's actually like really important.
Nice.
It's not. We're not even gonna get rain by the end of the stream. It's just not gonna happen. This is gonna be like the second stream now where almost nothing happened. Except I think we've actually done more this stream than the last one.
You killed Wall of Flesh like several times.
Yeah, but that doesn't really accomplish much. I did get an item that was really good from him, though.
Cool.
One thing that boosted my damage by a bunch.
Yeah. You really should have just did that tier list.
Yeah, you're kind of right.
Computer is so slow that for that time I downloaded a Wii ROM with 3 billion viruses once. Oh, Jesus. At least we know that at the end of the day, we all are Mario.
I'm glad at least one person was here to experience that. That's good to know.
Oh my god.
Well, and paid attention to it, I mean.
Yeah.
I think that moment was just too legendary for more people to witness.
Yeah, people are gonna have to watch that moment re-documented. Like you are going to have to specifically take out the Mario movement and post that to your YouTube channel.
I actually have been thinking about that this whole time. I'm probably going to take that and make it into a video.
It's so good.
Gaykek or Gaysik, I don't know. Thank you for the follow. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I appreciate it.
I think Gaykek is way funnier.
Yeah, I can see that now.
SCP. We did mention Mario SCP.
Yeah. You're saying it should be an SCP?
Yeah.
Be pretty good.
I can't wait for when we do the tier list stream. I just already have Mario SCP fanfiction written up, raring to go.
It's gonna be like the best video ever.
Yeah.
It probably would be pretty good, yeah.
Oh my god.
Hopefully it's not. Hopefully I'm not thinking it'll be like 10 minutes, like I did with the Lotad one. And then when the day comes that I edit it and I don't have anything else planned, it ends up being 2 minutes long.
I'd say that was at least like a good 5 minutes. God, we need to have a video where I just read something.
You read like 2 things during the stream, so.
Well, like a real video where we're just like.
Mario crept into the castle, unaware.
What in the world is this? Okay, hold on. What in the world are you reading?
I'm not reading anything. This is.
It's just off the top of your head.
Yeah.
Just.
Mario slunk into the castle, unawares of the horrors that lay within.
Got some live rhyme improv right now.
Peach lay on the ceiling. Stuck.
What?
Pizza
He's on the ceiling?
everywhere. Cheese encasing the castle. Luigi, the one who called him here, nowhere to be found.
When you said the one who called you here, I thought you were gonna go into that FNAF monologue again. Luigi, though you have indeed been called. You've all been called here.
And Mario said, "Let there be light," and burned the castle to the ground.
What in the world is it? I don't even have words. I just don't know what to say.
Into a laboratory. Laboratory.
Larberty.
Larberty.
I'm gonna go hang out at the Larberty.
Yeah. Has everyone been watching the Amori Wonderfish videos? And if you haven't,
Oh, I have.
you don't deserve an opinion. Wonderfish, you're so cool.
Imagine if I hadn't. I just edited it random, and I hope that it works out.
Yeah. Wait, have you been like using emotions efficiently?
Not really.
You should.
I started doing it
makes,
more recently.
Yeah, it can make or break boss fights. Like
I haven't died yet, though.
you can do that. Well, obviously because the game's not really that hard, especially in like the sunny route where you're not really doing much.
I did lose a fight, but I don't think it was bad. I got an achievement for it, and then, like, I was just fine.
Wait, what fight?
It was in the real world. The two
Oh,
bullies. I don't remember their names.
Yeah. There's a way to win like the fight against like the entire mob of them.
I just didn't feel like healing, and I didn't realize that I'd be going straight into another fight.
Yeah. Sorry, I literally cannot watch this fight. Alright, sorry, Bruno. Goodbye.
Oh yeah, your computer being a thing. That's understandable.
Alright, see ya.
Thank you for joining, nonetheless.
Yeah. There's only like 10
you watched
minutes
most of
left
it,
anyway.
yeah. You watched
Yeah.
most of it.
You were here. You were first.
Yeah, he was. That's true.
I cheated.
Shoutouts to Wonderfish.
Shoutouts to Wonderfish.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Another thing is, did you notice that during the Space Boyfriend boss fight, he had like 3 levels of rage?
Yeah. It
There are only
kind
a-
of scared me, but I also didn't die, so I was
Well,
fine.
yeah. If you do that on party members, you can see that they all only have 2 levels of emotions. Like, they can be, like, angry, and then they go enraged. Like, they can't get furious. Like, for, happiness, you get happy, and then you get ecstatic. For sadness, you get sad, then you get depressed. That go fun. That is a case for all the party members, except Amori, who can use those 3rd stage emotions.
Amori is advanced levels of feelings.
Yeah, like Amori can learn. Amori can be furious. Like the 3rd stage of sadness is just miserable, and the 3rd stage of happiness is manic.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like
That doesn't sound healthy.
it's not.
Good to know.
Like, have you ever met someone who's manic?
It sounds like I'm happy that I haven't.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah,
Manic
anyway,
just
there's, like-
sounds. It just sounds. Oh, I alt tabbed somehow. Manic
Yeah.
just sounds bad.
Yeah.
It just can't be a good thing.
Another thing about we're seeing a black screen for a while.
Yeah, yeah. It's just
Okay.
fishing though, so I mean, you're not missing a ton.
Yeah.
I did cheat during that time. If you notice,
Yeah,
it's
you have
not
300.
raining. I already got all the things I needed.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway. The emotions are really good, especially during like later boss fights where it's a lot more difficult and you know the numbers get way higher.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. There's like 2 other bosses in the game that use like emotions as their main mechanic, like Space Boyfriend does. Who like just says, I am this emotion and I cannot become anything other than this emotion.
Okay.
Yeah, so you might want to deal with that.
Yeah, it's started to make me learn a little bit more.
Oh yeah.
Just because everything is starting to inflict emotions more. The main thing was I just didn't really have. I would pretty much have to dedicate a turn to doing anything emotion related.
Because you have to wait. You have to use like 4 different items that are like single target.
Yeah, or
Yeah, that's like-
skills that are
Yeah.
single target.
Yeah, that's like.
But I'm
most
starting to
of the-
get more ways to do it now.
Yeah, that's why like most of the time when I played SMT5, I just didn't bother with the buff, with like buff debuff mechanics for a while because it was just single target. I didn't want to waste like several turns to just
Buff
when I could
everyone.
be hitting the enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not getting this fish at all.
Amori's a good game.
I've been having a lot of fun with it, yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. I legitimately cannot wait till you get to like the real meat of that game, and I get to hear all about it.
Yeah, I have a feeling that it's one of those games where I feel like everything's just gonna come crumbling down eventually, and it's just gonna get crazy.
Yeah, I've been alluding to it, but like, there's gonna be some like fucking wacky stuff that happens. Like, there's like 3 main sections of Headspace, one for each like fear that you have to overcome to get there. And like a few of the other areas, I mean, there are optional areas, and then like some of the sections of Headspace have like several areas that you have to go through for the section.
It's felt
I don't.
like surprisingly small, which has been interesting.
Well, yeah, because like the game's like 20 hours long.
Yeah. It's crazy though, because it feels like it could be so much longer.
Yeah. I heard like a boss theme the other day for a boss that I'm really excited for you to fight, because it's just I think it's an optional boss. Because as far as I'm aware, it's in an optional area. But there is a boss that I just think it has a really great theme.
I've been trying to go around and do as much stuff as I can.
Yeah, good idea.
Also, for everyone who is listening and cares but is unaware, unlike Rhyme, I have up to episode 7 of it recorded.
Yeah.
And for reference, episode 4 came out yesterday.
Yeah.
I've been playing it a lot.
He's been really enjoying it. And
Yes.
like the minute he decided to play the game, like when episode 2 released, I just decided I'm gonna surf fan wikis because I want to know more about this game. So I did. So I'm just kind of the resident Amori expert. So
Yeah.
whenever he wants to ask a question or something and is like, I just did this, he comes to me and says, I did this.
I can also tell that Rhyme is very excited about talking about it, and I want to give him someone to talk to.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want to be spoiled, so...
Yeah. I mean, I'm really...
He gets doses.
Yeah. I'm getting really... You make it sound like I'm fucking addicted or something.
High on that Amori.
Amori Anonymous. Oh, wow.
I'm just not gonna get this fish, and it's not gonna rain. This is like the worst possible outcome.
I think it would be kind of worse if you died.
That would be pretty bad, but if I died right now, it'd be kind of odd, because... Like, I've got the spider, I'm in a good spot here where, like, nothing can reach me except these flying guys who do, like, 2 damage.
I think you should get struck by lightning.
Funny.
Yeah.
I wonder if a meteor can, like, fall on top of you. I've never known that.
That would be so amazing. Are there meteors in this game?
Yeah.
Nice.
And it can appear, I think, anywhere that isn't, like, right by spawn. What just did damage for that wraith? I almost died to that wraith. Yeah, I need to set up a torch because I cannot see the fishing pole. Well, at least I got the adamantite I need for the armor that I can't craft because it's not raining.
Nice.
You know, I did something this stream. And I love when Terraria RNG stops me from making progress.
Nice. Huge fan when you don't make progress.
It's like the only downside of this game, honestly, is the crazy RNG. It can make it really fun.
To be fair, that's like the case with most sandboxes.
Yeah.
I think.
It can make it really fun.
You just gotta get lucky.
It can make it really fun though, because there's like a lot of really rare, cool stuff that you can get. That's one thing that I really like about this game over Minecraft. In Minecraft, you get like a slightly better, cool enchantment that makes something cool, and then in this, you get like a super rare weapon or something that lets you teleport wherever you click.
Nice.
What is this? It's another wraith. Gosh dang it.
I think honestly they should just leave you alone.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Like what do they really have to gain from harassing you like this?
Something in my eye again. I wonder if it's allergies starting. It could just be that.
Yeah, hay fever's coming up. No, not hay fever, like allergy season.
My least favorite time of year.
Yeah.
My allergies are so bad.
Really?
They make my life miserable.
Same. Being allergic to pollen is kind of like not fun.
Yep. Uh-huh. Sounds exactly right.
Yeah.
My life also, in fact, is torture. What a coincidence.
Guys, I'm just like you.
I also experience immense amounts of agony on a daily basis. I'm just like you guys. Do I have a megaphone? I don't have a megaphone or a blindfold. That's actually super good. Wait, how much of this stuff do I have?
Oh my god, I think I have a good game that you could stream at some point.
I might know what it is. Can you throw a name at me?
Oh, I assure you. A friend of mine bought it for me for my birthday. It's called Super Hipster Lumberjack.
Okay, yeah. I've not heard of that.
Yeah, it's a platformer that really feels like it took 5 seconds to make.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm already excited.
Uh-huh. It's dirt cheap, and probably one of the most miserable experiences I've had with a platformer.
Good to hear.
Good to hear. What did you think I was going to suggest?
I don't know. I was just hoping it was something I knew, so I could say something about it.
Yeah. I would honestly compare the game to Celeste in that you die a lot.
Love games like that.
And it's a platformer.
Also love games like that.
Yeah. Like, look at this. You're so good at platforming.
Hey, look at me go.
Yeah. Falling forever.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
True.
I want to see how many of these freaking things we can make. Oh, I probably should have just gone to the... Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
I went to the worst possible place. I literally need the guide. Like, that's just not the guide.
I started Persona 3 recently.
Heard.
Yeah.
I need a bandage, which is from werewolves.
A really underrated bit that I constantly do on my Twitter profile is that my
And a trifle map. I only need two.
my location is always in reference to the game I'm currently playing.
I think you've told me that before. I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I did that for when I played SMT5. I was like Shinjuku Medical Hospital +2. Because Shinjuku Medical Hospital's the first area of the third game, and +2 means it's 5.
Neat.
Anyway, for this one I just named it Spooky Shadow Tower.
That's pretty good.
You see, I said that with a different group of friends, and I didn't get a single laugh.
Wow, okay. That's pretty it's pretty rude.
Yeah, I know.
Rude of
They
them?
should laugh at all my jokes. I'm the best.
Yes. You're not a good friend unless you laugh at all of your friends' jokes, even if it isn't sincere. You just have to show them some kind of respect.
Yeah.
They might be being honest, but it's still rude.
Ha
Yeah, that wasn't okay. It's like an episode of The Big Bang Theory. I just say a sentence and then there's a laugh track that plays. Because it doesn't even have to be funny.
Ooh.
Have you ever watched any kind of show like that with a laugh track? It's why I hate laugh tracks so much.
Yeah.
They just
I
play
think
them after
I
every
think
sentence.
Yeah. Because like it's like they think every single line that comes out of a character's mouth has to be a joke.
I know.
And what I hate about
It's awful.
sitcoms like that, what I hate about sitcoms that think every single sentence should be a joke, is that they take serious moments and then they add a punchline.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, I think what's particularly bad part about Big Bang Theory is that, Sheldon Cooper?
Yeah.
Yeah, he apparently never told anyone his birthday because he does not care for it. He told one person about his birthday, and that it was specifically the same day, and he was like, I am entrusting you with this information. And that's a serious moment because he and Penny are really bonding. And it turns out that Penny apparently texted everyone that she knew, and they threw a surprise party for him. And then the scene fades to black as if that's some sort of punchline and not a complete betrayal of trust.
Nice. Wow.
It's like, Penny and her antisocial behavior again. Funny, funny.
Haha, hilarious.
Yeah.
It's so funny
think
that this
the-
character is being mean to this character, dude.
Yeah. I think the funniest example of a show that seems like it would use a laugh track, but it doesn't, is How I Met Your Mother. Have you ever seen that?
I do not watch a lot of shows that generally fall into the category of live-action sitcom.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. I like How I Met Your Mother because it has a lot of good continuity and it's sometimes funny.
Those are both good reasons to like something, yeah.
Yeah. It has like good characters too, or at least one or two good characters.
I and your mother.
You got me. Yeah.
Okay, well, I think I'm gonna be done here.
Yeah, it is like 5 minutes after ending time.
Well, I mean, that's just based on the length of the stream. It's still 11 o'clock, which is generally when I want to be done.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, everyone who's here, thank you for watching. Thank you for enduring through yet another stream where nothing happens but Rhyme is here.
True.
I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys next week. Goodbye.
Nice.